Hello everybody. How are we today? I managed to get everything done before the mostly before the ad breaks ended, so we're gonna go ahead and start. I think. How are you all? Hope everyone's doing okay. And happy Sea Slug Tuesday. I just decided to do Sea Slugs today. Mostly, it's not totally arbitrary, mostly because we're attempting to do afternoon streams again. For those who missed the one on Monday, I did a little test stream on Monday. But the first Wednesday of the month is supposed to be Sea Slug Dragon Day. Haven't been able to do that in a while because I haven't been able to stream in a while from the studio and haven't been able to stream in the afternoon. So hopefully this afternoon in the studio I'll be doing some Sea Slug creature design, which is always fun for me. It's just a silly side project really. But I figured I'd warm up by looking at some cool Sea Slugs this morning, so that's why we're doing Sea Slugs. If you would rather draw something other than Sea Slugs, that's fine. You know, the whole point of the art gym for those who are regulars here, as you know, is to just have some accountability to do some study time. So if there's like a tutorial you've been meaning to check out, or like a new program you've been wanting to try and follow along with some step-by-step guide, or some art foundation stuff, or if you want to, I don't know, draw your shoe, or draw a plant sitting next to you, or draw something that you can see. If you know you need to do more of that and you haven't been doing it, this is kind of the group accountability session to do so. So welcome in. Welcome in. Hey everybody. Hey Sunflower. How you doing? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping by. And Sun Art, is it Sana or San? I always forget, but hello. It's good to see you too. How are you doing? Sorry, I have the hiccups. I just drank a bunch of water, so that might happen. And of course, Amaze. San Art? Oh, Sana. Okay. Gotcha. I'll try to remember. I'm not the best, so apologies in advance for when I inevitably forget. Sana. Okay. Well, it's good to see you. How are you doing too? You have a meeting, Sunflower. Okay, well, hey, thanks for lurking during your meeting. I'm honored, honestly, for anybody who decides to lurk here for any amount of time. It truly means a lot, and it really helps. Just helps the stream, helps people find me and hang out with me, and yeah, it's always fun to meet more people on Twitch. So thank you for helping me make that happen. Yamina Kakarot, hello. Good morning to you, or I guess evening. I don't actually know what time zone you're in. Let me see let's scroll to the top, make sure I don't miss anybody. I think Rue was first today that I saw, so hello Rue. Good to see you. I'm glad you were enjoying the music. Love your new emotes. They're so cute. Amaze, howdy. Good to see you as well. And I think that's everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Dangerous Buttons! Almost skipped right over you. I'm so sorry. Hello. Thank you for being here as well. Anyone else a Sea Slug fan? Any Sea Slug fans in the chat? I think Sea Slugs are incredible. One of my favorite places to go get inspiration for Sea Slugs is actually seaslugforum.net. And the reason I like it is the species list. So I'm actually just going to link you guys in the chat to that. There is a pin of this website in the Pinterest board, but because it's such an old website, it's actually not an HTTPS website, so it won't, like, Pinterest won't let me link it, even though it's totally safe. It's run by the Australia Museum. It's basically just like an archive at this point, but it's an older website. However, I think the species list, which I just linked you guys directly to, is an incredible resource. It's like Sea Slug Wikipedia, but like not before Wikipedia, but like early Sea Slug Wikipedia. Now, some of it, there may not be some of the most recent Sea Slugs on there because it hasn't been updated in over a decade, but I still think that it's just really fun to click around on there, and almost every one of those links has pictures of Sea Slugs, and you can just like scroll down forever and find different families, and there's such a cool variety of designs of Sea Slugs. So if you are looking for some inspiration today, highly recommend Sea Slug Forum, or just click the link at the top of chat. It'll take you to my Pinterest board, where I honestly don't have that many Sea Slugs pinned for how often I look at Sea Slugs, because usually I just go to the Sea Slug Forum, quite frankly, and just like click, like open up tabs. Sometimes I'll have like 15 tabs open just of like cool slugs to look at. So anyhow, highly recommend that site if you're looking for some Sea Slug inspo. I am going to go really briefly over some Sea Slug anatomy. I'm actually not that familiar with Sea Slug anatomy, so this is something I need to be thinking about a little bit more. And I don't know, I think learning more about the creatures that I'm drawing inspiration from is helpful. So I'm going to be looking at that really quick, and then I'm just going to start doing a few studies, mostly probably color studies. I actually may not even stay in Krita today. I kind of am tempted to open up Clip Studio. I don't know. I really want to do some like paint studies, and I just haven't found Krita brushes that handle the way I want them to. And maybe they don't exist. But I need to get more familiar with Krita and with Clip Studio Paint, so I may be switching that up a little bit and not always working in Krita. Krita's a great sketch program, and it can be a good paint program too. I think I just still need to look around for more brushes, and I haven't done that. So anyway, if you guys want to get started, don't feel like you have to wait on me, but that's just the brief intro of what we're doing today. So let me slide all this stuff down. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna look a little bit, and I'm gonna just see if I can identify some of these things in probably this sea slug, just because this one's from the front. Don't think I'm gonna be able to see most of it. But I always forget the names of these things. So I know that the big fluffy things on the end is the gills, and they're actually around. It's basically the waste expellatory orifice of the creature. But so that's usually how you can tell the end of the sea slug, and most sea slugs have some type of like horns. They call them rhinophores on their heads, but like that's the front end. So the front end is going to be the part that has the little Loki horns essentially, and then the part with the gills, it looks like a flower on the butt. That is the rear end of the sea slug. So I don't know the rest of this though. Like oral tentacles sounds terrifying. Mantle flap. I'm never gonna remember this actually. Let's see. Oh, there's the mouth on this one. What is a serrata? Serrata, maybe those are just like when they have extra tendrils? And sea slugs can look really different too. Like sometimes there's some that they have where their whole mouth like opens up like a giant, almost a balloon, but that's not really quite right. But like the mouth will be really tiny, and then they go like, and they like eat stuff. But then some of them it looks like have tentacles. I don't know. There's a lot of variety. I'm not even sure that all the sea slugs that I use for reference are actually sea slugs. I think some of them might actually be, what are they called? Sagoglossans or something like that. But it's easier to say sea slugs, so I tend to. Alright, let's see if I can find this stuff. So, this looks like booty. So those are the gills. I'm pretty sure this is how they breathe and filter things. These are the rhinophores. Is that what they're called? Yeah. Rhinophores. We got the mouth right here. We got the foot. What do we call this? The mantle crest? Mantle flap. Mantle flap. Pretty sure that's the foot. And I guess these are serrata? Is that what that is? I need to look that word up. Serrata. Bless me. Thanks, Sana. Yeah, these words are a little long. Serrata. Meaning. Nope. That's not right. Didn't type that correctly. Refers to the finger-like dorsal appendages found on the backs of aelid nudibranchs. I don't know what aelid means, but nudibranchs are these guys. They're sea slugs. Found externally. Okay. Marine mollusks in the clade. So basically, most sea slugs have these. They just don't all look the same. So like here's a whole bunch of different types of serrata, which is kind of cool. This is why I find sea slugs so interesting. I mean, I don't even need to explain it. You can just like tell why they're good for. Oh, this image isn't loading. Why isn't it loading? It's so big. Okay, well, here's this image that's loading extremely slowly for some reason. But yeah, you can just see like the huge variety of structures that can be on the backs of these guys. These are called serrata, apparently. I've made dragons out of some of these. Oh, here's this one. Wait, does it tell me what this is? Oh my gosh. This is the mystery slug. This is the grape sea slug. What is that? No! Tell me what they are. Oh, I'm so sad right now. Maybe there's a picture down here. Ugh, there's not. Shoot. So on the Sea Slug forum, there was at least one that looked very similar to this. That was an unidentified sea slug. I called it the grape sea slug because it just like looked like a bunch of grapes, like it was green. The Serrato were green and big and bulbous. Interesting. Okay, well anyway, you can see why they're so fun to draw inspiration from, right? Because there's a lot of different colors, different textures, different structures to pull from here. Okay. Shoot. Now I really want to know what that is. I'm annoyed. Hey Charlie's Dragon, how are you? I'm just nerding out about sea slugs for a minute. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. But I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in. Okay. And for anyone who is like, why are we on so early? In case you missed it, I've moved up the art gym streams by an hour for the month of April. We're just gonna try it and see if I can adjust, see if it helps my schedule at all. That means we're gonna go from like 9 to 11 is sort of my target range. Like 9 to 10:45 will be my drawing time, and then the last 15 minutes of the hour will be the, you know, the looking at anything anyone else drew time. Which, by the way, if this is anyone's first time at the art gym and you'd like to draw along, just know you can always join the Discord, and in the section that says art gym, that's where you drop your studies. You don't have to do studies of sea slugs. If this does not speak to you, that's okay. Do a study of something just as long as it's from observation. It's something that is not just you used reference to make an image, but you actually, the purpose of the image was to learn and to draw from observation. So that's kind of the point of the art gym, is to do like the basic fundamental practice, right? That goes into art skill building. So the whole idea of the reason it's called the art gym is we're like accountability buddies to actually do the less fun part of art. You know, we all want to be doing like our own characters, and just, like I want to be drawing a dragon right now, just straight up. But I know I need to do studies to get better, to fill my creative bank account, to like flesh out my understanding of how things work, so that I can draw from imagination more effectively. So that's the idea here. Cool. I'm gonna move this because I think I'm just gonna keep that as a reference. I'm not actually gonna draw these guys, I don't think. I don't know, this one's kind of cool. Maybe I'll paint that one. Let me just paint that one really fast. I changed my mind. I can be fickle. It's okay. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to change my mind. Sounds interesting. Wait, you started an 8-week goldsmithing course. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I totally missed that in chat. That does sound interesting. Good luck. I hope it goes well. That's really cool. If you make anything cool, please be sure to show us. It's tough, but so fun. Good. I bet you're tired. Sounds exhausting. And also, like, extremely detail-oriented. Also, let me know if the music is too loud, guys. I had to adjust my audio again this morning. For some reason, it was like totally off. So, yeah, I have no idea how loud anything is for you guys. Maybe you can hear everything too much. Maybe you can't hear anything at all. Keep me posted. Hey Nelf, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, we do have Sea Slug emotes. That's right. For anybody who is a subscriber, you have Sea Slug emotes if you want to use them. Today will be a great time to do so. I'll be doing the Sea Slug dragons this afternoon. Doing another test stream. Hopefully that it will work. We will find out. I am going to go for longer than I did on Monday, because now that I know it won't crash after 2 hours, we're going to try like 3 or 4. And I'll just be nervous the whole time. But I'll be doing Sea Slug dragon designs. So hopefully it'll be a good time. And hopefully I won't be too stressed. We'll see. So we got the, what are these called again? The Serrata here. You live near Bronx? Yeah, they are so colorful. What's your favorite? Does anyone, if you have a favorite, actually, if anybody has a favorite. Oh my gosh, Maddie! Holy cow. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. We literally just started the art gym, so I haven't drawn anything yet. Oh my gosh, I'm honored to have you here so much. You guys, if you're not following Maddie, you absolutely ought to. Thank you for getting that shout out, Amaze. Maddie is an incredible painter here on Twitch. And So cool to have you. How was your stream? What did you get up to? I'd love to see if you want to show anything. If you have to raid and run, that's okay, but thank you for that follow. Yeah, feel free to post a link in chat if you'd like, Maddie. Welcome in. Hey, Fox Confessor. You love when a raid brings you where you were going anyway. Aw, that is an honor, honestly. Clever Devlin, hello, welcome in, and thank you for that follow. And thank you also, Lime Meow Arts. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at reading names. For anyone who hasn't been here before, hi, my name is Casey. We're doing the art gym right now. Let me show you the one we did yesterday. It's just like a warm-up study session that I do Monday through Wednesdays. It's kind of an opportunity to be each other's accountability buddies, to actually do the hard work of study and anatomy practice and practice things we don't draw a lot. Today I'm doing sea slugs because I'm doing a special sea slug creature design stream later today. But yesterday we did antlers because I felt like studying antlers. In the past we've done things like, you know, human anatomy, buildings, vehicles, environmental studies, all kinds of stuff. So if anybody ever wants to hang out, we do it Monday through Wednesday right now at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which right now it's 9:17, so we just started. Hey, Designed by Keys. Art accountability buddies. Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but the idea is like, you know how you need accountability sometimes to go to the gym? I feel that way about doing art studies. Like, it's one of those things I know I should be doing, and I feel like a lot of artists know they should be doing, and we just like don't make time for it. You know, there's like always a reason you didn't go. But for me, it's been really helpful to like have people here in chat making sure that I do it. And it's been cool to see how other people have been encouraged to like do more studies. And at the end, we do a big share. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, there's my Discord. There's a section called the Art Gym. If you do any studies, as long as they're from observation, you can stick them in there. It doesn't have to be sea slugs. I just pick a prompt that I think is interesting for the day, but nobody has to stick to that. And then we'll share it at the end, around 10:45-ish. So in about an hour and a half. But have to run so soon? Oh, no worries. Yeah, it's great to see you. I will pull up your art since you didn't have time to drop a link, Maddie. But thank you again so much for bringing your awesome community here. Seriously, guys, once again, if you're not following Maddie, make sure you do. When we show your art on stream, I'll give another shout out so people know. But thank you all for coming in. I can show you guys, for anyone that hasn't been here before, some of what I usually do here on stream, like in the afternoons. Thank you guys for these follows. Seriously, it's so kind. I'm mostly an illustrator. I do environments. I'm trying to work on environments, but I'm mostly working on like children's book illustration type stuff, book covers, that kind of stuff, graphic novels. So if you come back in the afternoons, I'm typically working on longer format projects like this one. This is one that I did on Twitch. Somewhere in here, here's another one I've done on Twitch. So last year I was building up my portfolio a lot, and I need to start doing that again this year, but I'm actually getting back into conventions, so my whole art direction right now is just a little bit all over the place. But usually in the afternoons is when you can see me do sit down like long format projects. But I don't just do illustration. I also do sculpting. So we'll actually be doing a sculpting stream. Where's the sculpture? There it is. Yeah, so I do sculpting on the last stream of the month. So I just do it once a month. I wish I could do it more, but what I sculpt is very niche, and it's just for me, and I don't sell very many of them, so I have to focus my time on, you know, the illustration, because that gets me more work in the long run. But I do love sculpting, so if anybody likes watching sculpting streams, I do a fair bit of that. If anybody wants to check out my socials, you know, there they are as well. But yeah, that's pretty much me, so thanks again for being here. Let me catch up in chat, because I think I'm extremely behind. And thank you so much, my gosh, for the follows. Pogs and Nemesis and Handstitch and Chris Doodles and everyone else, thank you so much for coming in. I try really hard to like greet everybody when they follow and stuff, but I apologize if I missed anyone or said anybody's name wrong. But let me catch up in chat, and then we'll get back to the art gem. Let's see. Yeah, Nudibranchs. Yeah, we were just talking about if anyone has a favorite Nudibranch or a favorite sea slug, let me know. Sorry, this is just my webcomic drift. I actually didn't realize I clicked to that. If anyone wants to read that, it's !drift. It's on Webtoons and Tapas. I also do stickers. I did Dino-Vember last year, so if you like dinosaurs, this is a good spot too, probably. It's my Christmas card from last year. Anyway, I would say this is more like what I typically do. Let's see, Bruce Digital Painter. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming in on the raid. Sorry if I missed anybody in chat. Hold on, let me scroll. Yeah, I'm honored. I'm honored to have you all here. I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, if anybody wants to do part of the draw along, just find something to study. It doesn't have to be what I'm drawing. Like I always tell people, you can like draw your hand, you know, draw your shoe, draw your cat, draw a plant, draw an object sitting near you. Just drawing from observation is going to help so much with building art skill. And then if you'd like to, you can submit those things either on Discord or actually on Blue Sky as well. I have a Blue Sky and a post I make every single time we do the art gym. And you can post on the, like in the comments of the post if you don't want to make your own post, and I'll look there too. So I'm trying to make it to where people can participate in a lot of ways. Let's see, scrolling. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody saying hi in chat. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, Maddie. Thank you again. I'm doing well, Bruce. Yeah, thanks for popping by. Got caught up in the raid party, yeah, for sure. I'm honored to have you all here. Okay. Oh, and here's like some examples of Sea Slug dragons. So if anybody comes back this afternoon, this is what I'll be working on. So I'm warming up with Sea Slugs today, partly because in the afternoon when I go to the studio and stream from there at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be doing a creature design based on some Sea Slugs. So I always think it's really fun. But maybe everyone else doesn't like Sea Slugs. I don't know, I think they're pretty cool. There's a link at the top of chat if anyone wants to go look at some ideas for Sea Slugs if you feel like you want to do some studies. And yeah, join in if you want. It's really fun. I think it's fun. And honestly, just lurking here and keeping me accountable is hugely helpful. So thank you for anybody who decides to stick around and lurk. I really appreciate it. But I also understand if you gotta run, or if a rambling slug nerd is not your cup of tea right now. It's totally okay. Oh, thank you, Bruce. You're very kind. You're very kind. Yeah, sometimes I get really behind when raids like that happen. Actually, let's go ahead. I think Maddie probably already had to run, but just while I have everybody here, if for some reason people forgot to follow Maddie, if you were hanging out on Maddie's stream and you just got so enraptured with the beautiful painting that she was undoubtedly doing, then let me just show you some of Maddie's work, and then you'll see why you should follow. Beautiful traditional work. Beautiful digital work. Like, Maddie is incredible. Here we go. I'm gonna go to Maddie's Blue Sky. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Hold on. How do I see what just happened? Oh my gosh, BJ. BJ, thank you for gifting that to Maddie. BJ, you're so kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Very, very sweet of you. Maddie, if you're still around, enjoy those random emotes you just got. But yeah, if you guys are not already following Maddie, this is Maddie's work. Just incredible painter. Also has some really, really lovely brushes that she's made for Clip Studio that I actually need to download. These are gouache paintings, but Maddie also works digitally. Some of this is not Maddie's work. That's always the hard part about Blue Sky. But this for sure is Maddie, so we're just gonna stay here. But beautiful stuff, as you can see, like gorgeous handling of light and color. So once again, if you aren't following Maddie, if you're in my community and you didn't know about Maddie, I'll probably never see you again because you're gonna love her work so much, but you know, go enjoy, honestly, worth it. But yes, go follow Maddie if you aren't already, everybody. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff, and just a really sweet person. One of my favorite early morning streams, because Maddie is in a very different time zone than me, so usually she's streaming like early in the day. So I usually wake up and I'll like peek in on Maddie or Margot Simone or somebody, and they're a lot of fun. Okay, let's draw some sea slugs, I guess. Today was art club. We got to see everyone's awesome water studies. Man, that's awesome. Maddie's art club is on my list of events to get more involved in. I think I've done one before, but part of the problem is like I said, it's so early for me. I always miss those streams. But it's on my list. I actually just reorganized my Discords yesterday and finally like left a few, and now I can join some more again. Because I had hit the max previously, apparently. Apparently that's a thing. I reorganized them into like, so I can find the communities that have cool things like the art club that I want to get more involved in. So Maddie's is on the list for sure. I just want to learn from Maddie, honestly. Like super, super incredible work. But I hope it was a good art club. I bet it was. I'm excited to get in there and go check it out. Hey Azalace, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Welcome, welcome. How goes your day? Also, I have really random music. I apologize. You've seen my submission. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think I remember talking to you in Maddie's stream, so I do recognize your name. At that time, I remember. Thank you for the compliments. Kitty, thank you. That was kind of you to follow. I'm glad that you don't mind my rambling. Or at least you don't know if you do yet. Maybe you will. Maybe you take that right back. Such a good start. Evan Blair, right? Sea Slugs are so cool. They're so cool. I'm really tempted to open up Clip Studio and get out of Krita, because for me, Krita is more of an inking and sketching program. I'm still kind of searching for paintbrushes I like in Krita. But yeah, there's just like the design options, the inspiration of Sea Slugs, you guys, seriously. Don't underestimate these. They're like little, a lot of them, but there's so much cool design that nature has come up with these critters. Can't recommend enough. And thanks for popping in, Evan. It's good to see you again. I hope your morning's going well. Thanks for hanging out while we do some studies. Mine are probably going to be more painty today than line heavy, but we'll see where I end up. I want to get through a few of them though, so I'm probably not going to get as detailed as I normally do. You can't resist a sea slug. Yeah, do you have a favorite? You guys tell me your favorite sea slug or nudibranch, or bubble snail, or Sagaglacian, or however you say it. Sagasaglacian? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a science fan. I always try to preface this. Not a pro, okay? Not a pro. just a fangirl. But they're really cool. Your favorite says Nilf. Is it Nilf or Nelf? Because I think your name is spelled differently now, right? Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I don't wanna make you mad. Hypsilodorus pollinae, named after a local diver in Maui who I used to. That's really cool. Holy cow, that's super cool that you know somebody who has a slug named after them. I want to look at it. Oh, it is pretty. I don't think I've really gotten to this section of the Sea Slug forum yet. Basically, with my Sea Slug dragon designs, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I just showed them, but what I'll be doing this afternoon is some kind of creature design, and I do this series called Sea Slug Dragons, where I'll look at a sea slug and I'll pull inspiration from it to make some creatures. Some of them look more dragony than others. Sometimes they just look like a creature. This is one too, I just don't have the reference slug next to it. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with this project, and I'm always looking for new ones, but basically at the Sea Slug forum, all I've done is I've gone down from top to bottom, and I'm only like this far down of like the whole list. So there's so many that I haven't gotten through yet, but I make these little inspiration, I'm such a nerd about this, but I make these little inspiration like boards where I just like screenshot tons of slugs that I think are cool, and I'll have chat. You guys can help me pick one to draw from this afternoon if you want to, but anyway, that's what we'll be doing this afternoon, so that's why I'm doing a study right now. This one looks really cool. Thanks for sharing. I'm such a professional Sea Slug fangirl, fair. It's about as pro as I get, is fangirl. Yeah, definitely. Just gonna chill into your warm-ups tonight? Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Evan. Yeah. I hope you have good warm-ups. If you do anything that's an observational study, would love to see. Let's see. Either, okay, Nilf or Nelf, got it. Yeah, they are cool. Here's the sea slug that Nelf was talking about. I'm just gonna say Nelf, unless you correct me. At least unless it's saying it's the wrong one, but this is what's showing. It's very, very pretty. There's two of them right here, I think. Oh, no, that's just one. They just have like it's a double-decker sea slug. I think. Yeah, I think it's like it's got like, what did they call it? The mantle, shoot, I have the anatomy here. Mantle flap. It's got like a raised mantle flap. Oh, I've lost it. Where did it go? Yeah, because there's the gills, there's the rhinophores or whatever they're called, and then there's the mantle flap. So, and here's just a really big colorful foot, I guess. This is a cool, this is a really cool one. I've seen this one before, so I can see now how it's just like a differently colored, it's like a reskin of this one, basically. This is cool. Thank you for sharing. I do love that it's got two, it almost looks like two separate slugs because of the different colors. That's really neat. Very cool slug. Thank you for sharing it. Love to see a fun. If anyone else has a cool slug you want to share. Wow, they're so interesting. What the heck? I know! Right, Rue? Seriously, if you go to Sea Slug Forum, if you go to that link here, I'll post it again if anyone else wants to get totally sucked into something today. But go through this species list on Sea Slug Forum. Again, it's a slightly outdated website, but I love going there for inspiration for design ideas, color combinations. There's just a wealth of texture and variety in sea slugs, and you can just like open new tabs and just go down that species list and just be inspired. It's a good time. At least I think it's a good time. Let's see. I think I missed something in chat. Hold on. Question, Casey, is Clip Studio free or do you have to subscribe? So it's not free, but you also, it doesn't, I mean, you can do a subscription plan. I do the one-time purchase for Clip Studio. They just had, I don't know if the sale is still going on, but they just had a sale. But if you're interested in it, keep an eye out on their website or follow their socials. They do like 2 or 3 pretty big sales a year where you can get pretty decent price on like, I have Clip Studio X, and at the time I had to just go ahead and buy it. I was kind of frustrated by that, but I didn't have time to wait on a sale, so I ended up paying full price for it, which was a lot more than I wanted to pay. But you can get it for under $100 a few times a year. I want to say the lowest I've ever seen it for was like $70, which I think is really good for what it can get you. I mean, it's great. It's literally made for comics, so if you are a comic person, it's great for that, but it's great for painting. It can do pretty much everything Photoshop can do. A lot of Photoshop brushes can be ported into Clip Studio Paint, so if you have a bunch of Photoshop stuff, you can still use them. Some of them you can't, like I have some issues with a few of my favorite brushes, but yeah, it's worth the purchase. And the fact that you can still do a one-time buy on the license, I think is pretty valuable. If you're looking for a pretty good free program though, Krita is one that I recommend. It's the one I'm working in right now. Free program, actually pretty robust. You can also animate in it. We have a few Krita pros here in chat even, so if you have questions, just let us know. Hey Raga, how are you? Good to see you, Raga. Hope things are going well. Oh, thank you, Cal. I appreciate that follow. That's very sweet of you. Welcome in. Ultimate Pumpkin Pie, good morning, good morning. Wow, thank you guys, by the way, for all these follows. You guys are pushing me up toward my follower goal. We're gonna have I don't know if we're gonna have a party or something at 3K, but we just might. We're getting there a little faster than I was planning. You love Krita, but it freezes on you. Really? That's interesting. Do you mind if I ask what your specs are in your system? Because it's like one of the lower resource hogs when I use it, and that's part of why I like it so much. Partner push, maybe, Neilf, maybe. Neilf, I don't know if you heard, but I think you did, but yeah, my studio setup has been crashing for the last month when I try to stream in the evenings. So I can't hold lurkers over there, but I did a test stream on Monday after doing a bunch of fixes, and it didn't crash. So we're gonna do another test stream this afternoon. If it doesn't crash this afternoon, I'm gonna go for longer. I'm gonna go for probably 3 or 4 hours tonight. But if it doesn't crash, then I'm gonna go ahead and cautiously say that we're doing afternoon streams again. 4 p.m. Mountain Time for anyone who hasn't been to an afternoon stream before. That's Monday and Wednesdays. And if I can get those going for the rest of the month, then maybe. I just don't trust my computer yet enough to like, I don't know. I just had so many problems with it. But yes, thank you. Yeah, we're crossing our fingers and toes and prayers and holding lucky charms and whatever else you want to do. We're hoping that it works. Maybe, Rue. Here's the thing though, I don't know if I have the energy for a part. Even if everything was perfect, like, I've seen some people do partner pushes, and I'm like, I don't think, you guys, I can't even handle the stress of my computer possibly crashing. Like, the stress of counting numbers of viewers for months, and like, I don't know, my head hurts just thinking about it. Like, I don't know how people do this. Maybe I need to talk to some people who've done it and get tips from them or something, but I don't know. Of course, now that raids count as partner numbers, maybe it won't be as stressful. Because that was the other problem with a partner push in the past, is you had to ask people to like double click your icon, and there's a lot of lurkers who aren't, I don't know. However, I will say I'm flattered that anybody wants that for me, so thank you. Your belief in me means more to me than being partner. Although it would be nice to have extra emotes, to be honest. That's like one of the main the main things that interest me, I guess, about partner. Because contrary to popular belief, it doesn't actually increase your ad revenue to be partner. I think it used to, but now that they have the Plus program available to affiliates, I think that's the only way to increase your ad revenue is the Plus program. Which I don't think that'll ever happen, frankly. But right? Yeah, it is terrifying. Fox says, I use the Surface Pro and it just occasionally freezes. Oh, okay. I've never worked on a Surface Pro. I don't know if anybody in chat has worked on a Surface Pro. I don't have any experience with that. That is big weird. I wonder if it's just older. Sometimes installing an older version of something is helpful. I've had to do that on my phone. That's actually part of why I don't think I'll ever... People keep... I don't know. Various people in my life keep wanting me to switch to an iPhone. And I'm like, you just can't do stuff as easy on the iPhone. But I had to download like a year-old version of an app that I use daily in order for it to work because my phone is older. And so every time I update, sometimes the new updates will break my apps, and so I have to re-download the old app. So I actually don't really update very often anymore. Just I'm like, if it works, I'm not gonna break it. You're on a Surface Pro, but it's older and can freeze for whatever reason. I see, Raga. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry you're having that problem, Fox. Hey, Biscuit, how are you? It's good to see you. And hey, Shark Geek, welcome and welcome in. Thank you for enjoying those Viki downloads. That reminds me, I need to seal up those Vikita sculptures and get those posted. I swear, if it's not one thing, it's another, you guys. I spent like 3 hours with my website's help desk yesterday trying to figure out why my rates were so high. I finally managed to find a plan and think they had like a flash sale going on. I don't know if it's still going on today, but it was like 50% off of a plan that would make it cheaper for me. So I was able to like figure out how to basically like discontinue my old plan and then buy a new plan because it wouldn't let me upgrade if I had the current plan active. It was very strange for no reason. And the whole time it was very nerve-wracking because my website went down for a little bit because it had no plan attached to it, and then I panicked. But I think, well actually, maybe I should check. Does CaseySnow.com work? Let's find out. It does, okay. Oh, it's broken. It's broken. Why are my social bar, what? Okay, well I'll have to go fix that. That's stupid, that didn't look like that last night. That's okay, it works. It's open. Yeah, I'm glad I got it sorted too. Aren't they some spectacular nudibranchs? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shark Geek, thank you for noticing. You're not techie enough to diagnose. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, Krita is a really good option if anyone's looking for a free digital art program, especially if you have a pressure-sensitive tablet of some kind. Krita's great for that. Oh, you guys should go follow Shark Geek too. If anyone likes sharks and geeky things. Shark Geek is a science and technology streamer that is worth your follow if you are into that, for sure. Thanks for stopping by. Although Valent has told me so many lies about so many people, I don't even know if he's in here, he probably is, that I don't even know what to believe about what you do, Shark Geek. So like when I popped in, it has seemed very, very legit. So you guys should go follow. I think Valent told me you were like a professional shark researcher and you like did all these dives and you streamed from the cage, and I was like, what? Yeah, do it, Bruce. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah, I know. It took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure out that Valent was not telling the truth about people. Sometimes I just think I'm a little too naive for the internet, and I don't really know how I've survived this long. I really think it's only because I've just hidden from the internet for most of my time on it until this last year, when I finally came out of hiding, and now I'm just like terrified perpetually. But yeah, it took me like over a year to realize that most of the stuff that Valent is saying about people is not true. You're an informed scuba diver. Okay, you stream 360 videos from actual shark dives you went on, but you're not a scientist, just a nerd. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, conservation advocate. Well, I'm right there with you. I am not a scientist either, but I do advocate for conservation. We actually did a, I don't know if you were here for this, maybe you were, but the Save the Vaquita Day stream. We did that last year. I'm hoping to do that again, although I kind of want to do one before September because I feel like the vaquita needs a little more help sooner than September. So I need to reach back out to porpoise.org or maybe find another organization that does a special event day earlier in the year. Because like, man, you guys, the vaquita, the panda of the sea is on the brink of extinction and almost nobody knows that it exists. And it's very sad. Very sad. Hey Dally, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it is fun, for sure. Yes, Charlie's Dragon, all the vaquita love. I'm gonna be so sad if I have to come on here sometime and be like, well, they have been declared functionally extinct. Ugh, it's gonna break my heart. Don't let it happen. Come on, Twitch. I gotta figure out how to, like, maybe that will be my motivation for partner. Like, if I ever made partner, I would just want to go on the front page to promote, like, Save the Vaquita Day. Like, I would need, like, a purpose to be on there. Because I really do feel like there's enough, like, proactive people on Twitch that I feel like Twitch really could save so many endangered species. But, like, why not start with the vaquita, you know? Terribly sad today. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hear about the cat sanctuary? No, I didn't. Is it gonna make me sad? I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Ugh, the news is always full of such bad stuff. That's actually why we have the good news redeem. Because I feel like it's so easy to just get depressed listening to anything on the news lately. It's sad, oh no! Oh, I'll have to look it up later. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your day was ruined. Casey Vaquita art for partner. Yeah, that's the only reason, Raga. It's the only reason. Okay, I'm done. I've spent too much time on this one. I want to do this one. I really like the colors of it. It's a gorgeous critter. I'm gonna try and be a little more brushy with it though. As a kid, I never actually thought I would live to see a cetacean go extinct. I know, it's wild. I thought this was something that was reserved for dystopian futuristic science fiction stories. I was the same, Shark Geek, except the opposite. When I was a kid, I heard about the baiji going extinct, and it actually, like, blew my mind. I read the book Last Chance to See by Douglas Adams, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this animal? I've never heard of it. So I, like, went on this deep dive, trying to learn everything I could about the baiji. And then I found out that it had been declared functionally extinct. And I was, like, devastated. Because I thought animals going extinct was, like, a thing that happened back when we didn't know any better. You know, like, whenever, like, growing up, you know, watching all these stories, or hearing all these stories about how, like, we almost hunted the bison to extinction, and we almost hunted wolves to extinction, and we hunted the Tasmanian tiger to extinction. It's like, these felt like stories that I was hearing about, like, humans of the past who were just, like, didn't realize the ecological impacts of their actions. And then, like, to be in the modern day and hear, like, yeah, or the dodo, exactly. Like, that sounds like that was so long ago. Like, so many of those things happened in the 1800s, like, so long ago. So when I heard about the baiji, you guys are getting me on a little conservation tangent here. But if anyone doesn't know what the baiji is, it's the Yangtze River dolphin. And when it was declared, I think, functionally extinct in, like, 2006. But I was a kid when I found out about this, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And this is, like, a large animal. This is a large cetacean. This was I think his name was Kiki. I'm not sure exactly, or Chi-Chi, I don't remember. It's like XIQI or XIXI, I can't remember, but anyway, I did all this research on it, and this was the only one they'd ever had captive. Most of them had died in captivity. They were trying to start a breeding program, it failed. They couldn't bring in a female. He actually lived for a long time, but they could never find a mate for him, and so it was really sad. And Douglas Adams went to go visit this guy at the Wuhan, I think Wuhan Research Center or something in China. But yeah, these guys are gone now. There's no more of them, and it was a huge river dolphin. Totally extinct. And just when that happened, it kind of, like, I was just like, what? Like, you know, you expect to hear, like, small things going extinct, but, like, an actual, like, a huge mammal like this, I was shocked. And then now we're kind of in the same position with the vaquita. who also lives in a limited range, super adorable little dolphin, or a little porpoise, excuse me. But they're being caught in these fishing nets and they're drowning. And that's basically why they're dying. They're not even the intended catch. They're like bycatch, basically. But because they're so small, they're about the size of the totoaba fish, which is also actually, I think, endangered. But because they're trying to catch these fish, they're also accidentally catching baiji. Or I mean, see, I'm getting them mixed up, vaquita. So anyway, we did a Save the Vaquita Day stream on September 7th with porpoise.org. And it was really cool. We raised like $500, but I would love to do more for them, because I think I'm just having a little bit of like, man, I couldn't do anything to help the baiji, right? And that really impacted me as a kid, to be like, holy cow, there's giant mammals going extinct, like in my lifetime. And this isn't like a subspecies of something, this is like the species. The baiji is gone. And it's about to happen to the vaquita. And so I think in my head it's a little bit of like, shoot, I couldn't help the baiji, but maybe I can help the vaquita. So anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a cute little porpoise. I come in to hear about something going extinct. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I do still have my vaquita commands. If anyone's interested, you can read about them here. I don't know if this one still works. It should. But there's where you can find more information. If you want to help, if anyone finds out about another Vaquita Day that's happening before September, let me know. Like I'm really interested, honestly, in doing something like that to raise awareness. Because honestly, with creatures like that, with the vaquita, and those vaquita emotes are also free for anybody who wants them on my Ko-fi. So if you want these vaquita emotes to use in your channel, to use in your Discord, I have 2 of them. I made them for the goals that we hit during the stream. But there's these 2. So if you want either one of those, feel free to go download them over on my Ko-fi. Spread the word. A lot of times with endangered animals like this, it's really just a matter of people don't know about them, so nothing's being done, sort of thing. If it wasn't directly a result of human impact, I would be able to compartmentalize it a lot better. Yeah, exactly. Because creatures do go extinct naturally. Sometimes that is how evolution works, right? It's like something becomes something better is better adapted and takes over that niche, and that's just how it happens. But it's the fact that we're responsible, like directly responsible, that makes it hard. Yeah, for sure. Like, this animal is perfectly suited for its environment, and we are driving it to extinction. It's sad. Stick to my elasmobranchs, trying to branch out in more aquatic life. Yeah, most people don't know about the vaquita. Yeah, things going extinct seemed like a bit of both. Having it happen during our lifetimes is hard to believe. Yeah, it's just, and you feel helpless, right? And so that's why I think it's important to at least like talk about every once in a while, because you never know who's gonna hear about the story of the vaquita and get inspired to do something. So I don't know, I'm just a little smudge on the internet, but if I can use my little smudge to help save a really cool critically endangered animal, I'm, more than happy to do it. Yeah, it's really just that people don't know about them. So yeah, if anyone hears of like a cool, yes, Endangered Species Day. We're gonna do Endangered Species Week. Now, thank you for writing that down. Actually, I need to make sure I have that on my calendar. It's May 16th. I think it's on my schedule. Let me just write it down. Because I want to spotlight some endangered species that whole week for the art gym streams. Yeah, thank you. May 16th. Cool. Mark your calendars, folks. Yeah, a whole week is cool. And there's also a drawing challenge I found that's like draw a different endangered species every month. I need to go find that again. It's pinned somewhere on my Blue Sky, but I'd like to incorporate more of those into the art gyms too. I don't know. I just feel like nature doesn't deserve our dumpster fire, Yeah, a whole week it'd be really fun. Yeah. I think it'd be fun. I do think there are some really cool things, like positive things being done too out there as well. Like there's a lot of animals that have been brought back from the brink, even a smaller brink than the vaquita in some cases. And the cool thing about the vaquita is that they know genetically. I wonder if I have this one too. Is it genetics? Yeah. So this species, when they did try to capture one for for, you know, like some kind of conservation breeding program. It failed. Unfortunately, a female of breeding age died in the process, which is horrible because there apparently aren't that many females left. But well, there's not very many of any of them left, really. But they did get some DNA sampling from her, and they were able to like learn more about the species because they'd never captured one before, and they found out that this species like genetically has survived bottlenecking, what they call genetic bottlenecking, before, which means that it has gotten down to a super low population number in the past, like in its history, and has rebounded. So because it was able to recover from that, and that was a long time ago, it means that the genetics of this species are basically more, they're more proofed against that being a problem. Because like when you do get really small numbers of creatures that are closely related, you can have a creature that's going to die down the road anyway because it's too, you know, inbreeding is bad, right? But because they've already survived that, yeah, there's actually a chance they can still bounce back even though there's fewer than 20 left, you know? So there is hope. Like a lot of people look at that number and they're like, oh, they're already gone. Like there's no point in putting in resources to save them. But scientifically, that doesn't seem to be necessarily the case. I mean, we don't want to lose anymore, that's for sure. But like they can bounce back from a low population count, which is cool. Hey, Real Faux Pas, how are you? I like your name. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Or Faux Pew. I think I said Faux Pas. Sorry. I don't have the best reading comprehension. Hope your day is going well regardless of me not being able to pronounce your username. Yeah, here's hoping, right? Yeah, are you doing anything for Endangered Species Day, Shark Geek? Oh yeah, go drive, go drive. We'll chat later. Enjoy your Photoshop gig, or photo shoot gig. Gosh, I can't read at all. What is wrong? I think my contacts are blurry. Sorry. Yeah, if you do, let me know. I'm sure there's plenty of ocean life that needs spotlighting, not just the vaquita. Speaking of, actually, marine, there's other marine artists here on Twitch. Marine, I think it's Marine Bio Art. She did like a thing for Save the Vaquita Day too. No, Marine Bio Makes, I think is what it is. I want to make sure I shout out the right person. Yeah, if you guys want to follow another artist who is also really into marine biology and does really cool art. Lots of fun traditional art over there. Make sure you go follow Marine Bio Makes too. Sorry, I can't see anything. Interesting animal. Yeah, they're super fun. I really enjoy sea slugs. We're gonna be doing a sea slug dragon design day later on this afternoon. So this is kind of like practice for me before I come back later and attempt to not crash my stream at the studio. But I do miss drawing from sea slugs. I think they're pretty fun. Could be fly on the sky. Gotta be everything more. Oops. I think I broke something. Shoot. love all these little details. It's hard to know like which parts to emphasize and which parts to leave lie, you know? I do love the flowy nature of them. I think I'm gonna start to actually do this on a different layer. So I'm just gonna make like a darker smudged background and then paint over the top. That seems to be a better answer to this. Get it nice and dark so that they'll really pop out. But even like this just looks like a cool creature, like emerging from some kind of void, you know? I don't know, there's just I find so much inspiration in these guys. But again, if anyone wants to draw along for the art gym, don't feel like you have to do Sea Slugs if that's just not your speed today. That's just kind of a prompt I chose to do for myself, but nobody's ever required to draw the thing that I'm drawing. However, if you haven't seen a Sea Slug before and you just got here, click that link at the top of chat. Incredible stuff. Incredible inspiration. If you need some for color, for pattern, for design concepts, really, really fun. Ooh, I really like this. And if anybody is doing a study for the first time, and these feel really complex, you can always pick a simpler one. But keep in mind that the purpose of the study is not necessarily to copy, but to actually learn from it. Oh, and we're entering an ad break, shoot. I got so absorbed in the textures. Okay, well, I'm gonna save this. And we're gonna do a stretch break. So if anybody can hear the sound of my voice, feel free to stretch along with me. If anyone's not in an ad yet and you would like to support the stream but don't want to listen to ads, you can mute the tab, but leave the player playing, like leave that volume up, and that will make me have some Bezos bucks from Amazon, basically. So if that interests you, it certainly helps me out and I appreciate it, but also I understand ads are annoying. Doing them all together like this is how I eliminate pre-roll ads, so that people when they first come into the stream don't just get immediately hit with an ad. So this seems to be the best way to do that I know of. But anyway, if you'd like to stretch along, my favorite one to do is the de-shrimping posture stretch, right? So take your shrimped back, right, and just kind of overcorrect it and do like a C shape. So I kind of like to push my shoulder blades together when I do this and arch my back. So this is gonna flex my back and shoulder muscles. No, de-shrimp, Rue, de-shrimp. The opposite of that. You're basically arching your back and pushing those shoulder muscles together. You can roll your shoulders too, but you're trying to basically pretend like you can make your shoulders touch. So it's like a really strong flexed pose that you're holding. And you do that for about 20 to 30 seconds, kind of as long as you want, really. And just try to do it at least 20 seconds. If you only do it for like 10 or 15, it doesn't tend to be long enough to really stretch the muscles. And then after you've done that, you just kind of relax. So when you relax, it sort of drops you into a more upright position, and it's going to set your shoulders in a way that feels more natural, basically, and feels more upright. And the idea is that over time, you know, as you notice yourself hunching, you can kind of like cinch yourself into a more upright posture. Thank you, Grand Zido, for that follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, I do it when I'm like driving, when I'm sitting, if I'm on the computer, I'm walking, and I notice that I'm hunching, looking at my phone. A lot of it is phone use. Like, we just spend so much time like this. So like anytime you notice that, just kind of open up those shoulders and push them back together. It really does help over time. Hey Isel, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. We're doing our stretch break during the ads. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna do my carpal tunnel stretch too. We got about 40 seconds left, so I'm gonna use those 40 seconds to do this one. This one is really good if you can get it to work for you. You can use a wall to kind of put your hand against, but you just basically want to point your fingers at the floor. Grab your fingers with your other hand, including the thumb if you can, and just gently pull towards your body for about 20 seconds. Do it with both hands. Helps a lot. Oh, thank you, Isol. Thank you. Yeah, I was a little sleepy this morning too. It kind of took me a minute to get going. I stayed up way too late last night for somebody who's trying to get up an hour earlier and do things an hour earlier. So I gotta watch that. It's a bad habit. But if you can't do this stretch, if that hurts for anybody who's trying to stretch along, you can also do the prayer pose where you just push your hands together and push toward your belly. It does the same thing. It's just for me, this one doesn't do as much because I guess my wrists are more flexible, so the other one works best for me. Oh, and thank you for getting that shout out for Isol. Yeah, you guys should go follow Isol if you aren't already. Isol is incredible. Incredible realist painter, does oil painting, and is just has the patience that I will never have to accomplish what she accomplishes. And she's just a great person to hang out with, so you guys will have a good time at Isol's channel. How's your day going? What do you have planned today? Isol just had her 4-year streamiversary yesterday. Happy streamiversary once again. I don't even know when mine is. I started streaming so long ago and then stopped. Like, it feels like all of those dates don't mean anything to me anymore because it was just forever ago. Which, I totally forgot this, but if anybody... I was doing some video editing last night, and for anybody who wants to watch my original streams, like from 2017, if you want to see baby Casey being real awkward, there you go. You can go watch my YouTube. There's a stream VOD section, and like most of them are from like 2017, 2016. They're pretty bad. There's a few sculpting ones. But yeah, I forgot those are on there. I'm kind of debating whether I should hide them or not, so watch them while you can, because they may be going away. They're a little cringy. Got excited that you meant actually baby Casey? Oh. Well, baby-er Casey. I'm still kind of a big baby, but no, not... Baby Casey looked like a weird Shirley Temple. Yeah. Yeah, with a very strong, southern, not southern, I guess, plain Oklahoma accent. My parents are from Oklahoma. I talked out of the side of my mouth as a baby. It was awkward. I'm sure it's adorable if it's not you, but you know. It makes it so much easier to remember since you started on April Fools. I don't even remember my first stream day. Like, I was so nervous. I actually don't even think my first stream on Twitch, I think it was 2016 or 17. But oh my gosh, I can't, so many things have happened since then. I just remember my first few streams were super intimidating. And I basically streamed, I did the typical thing that most artists do when they first start streaming. I didn't tell anybody I was streaming. I just kind of turned on the camera and started drawing into the void. And I streamed into the void for like an hour. Nobody came in except for a bot. And it was really, really, like, I felt really weird about it, and then I turned off the stream. So I don't know if I want to celebrate that anyway. And I'm pretty sure the next few streams were kind of like that until I started meeting a few people. Actually, I think before I streamed, the only person who popped into my chat the first time I streamed might have been Ryu, because Ryu's the one who talked me into streaming in the first place. So Ryu, I remember Ryu being there a lot for the early streams. Very encouraging of her. But yeah, I do remember a lot of void streaming. So if anyone out there is just getting into streaming and you're feeling bad about yourself because you're streaming into the void, just know that that's just part of it. It's just part of it. You're gonna stream into the void for a while. There's not really a fast way around that unless you have a huge online following that's gonna come join you on Twitch. So if you're in that position, kudos to you. You're not gonna have to experience the void streaming, but for the rest of you, it's just gonna be a void. So just mentally prepare, go into it knowing that, and you'll be much less disappointed and intimidated. Yeah, voiderific, exactly. Yeah, that's what the first stream is. Yep, room, yep. I do the void, yeah, see? I mean, I streamed into the void for like a long time, actually. Like my first year or so of streaming, it was pretty much just like a few people an hour in chat. And I think that's standard, so like don't feel bad if that's you, is what I'm trying to say. It's totally fine. It can't be avoided, some might say. Oh my gosh, Isol. Isol, I can't, it won't let me reply to your comment because there's a pop-up in the way. Oh, there it goes. But you get a big cheese for that. A big old cheese void. If you stream into the void, just say free shout out at Casey stream. I don't even know what that means. You see, Blue does the void. Dally's gonna draw 100 cats from ref. Oh, you're making me want to look up that news. I'm gonna be sad about it after stream, I'm sure. Itching to do crafts. What kind of crafts, Sloppy? First time you stream, you told everyone you knew, and you still ended up talking to the void playing Minecraft. Yeah, it just happens. I mean, Yamina, it just happens. It's really easy to take that personally and feel like nobody cares, but that's just not true. And you gotta fight that inner voice. It takes a while to find the people who you click with and like who want to hang out. Like, I'm very thankful that anybody hangs out here, frankly. Like, thank you to everybody here in chat and everybody lurking. Like, it still blows my mind that people actually come here on purpose. Like, you know, for somebody who spent like over a decade getting 0 feedback from the internet when I would put art out there, I've been on Instagram since 2015, you guys. And I spent most of that time having under 500 followers. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. So I'm very humbled. It does help to let people know. What really helps, honestly, in my opinion, if you want to get into streaming, and we have, like, in our Discord, we have a whole section about stream tips. You can talk about this a little bit, but in my opinion, what helps is actually to join some Discords first and do it with integrity. Like, do it not just with the intention of self-promotion, because people can tell, like, if you're only hanging out with them to self-promote and you don't really get involved in the conversation. I mean, some of that's going to happen regardless, but if that's literally all your interaction is, think of it this way. If somebody was walking door to door and they're just knocking on your door and throwing a flyer, knocking at someone else's door and throwing a flyer, like, you're not going to want to engage with that person. So there's this like 80-20 rule you hear sometimes where 80% of the time you should be giving, 20% of the time is asking, right? So if you're trying to promote something like your stream or a project or a Kickstarter, don't spend 100% of your time doing that, because eventually everyone's going to tune out, because people don't want to just constantly be advertised to. And even like with like saying, hey, I stream, like, that is like some channels you go into, it's like, instant ban, right? Because people don't like it. But if you join some Discords, you find some active communities, find some people that you really like, that you want to spend time with online, because that's how you're going to find the people that you want to hang out with in chat anyway. And go hang out in their chats. Like, make some connections, find people playing the same games as you, get involved in those communities. With art, I feel like the art category is so supportive here on Twitch. I feel like it's a little easier in the art section, to be honest, because you're gonna find people who are who are doing the type of art you're doing, whether it's traditional or digital or comics or animation. Like, there are communities out there. Get involved in them first, and then as you get to know people, start saying, like, you know, if they have a stream share section like we do in the Discord, be like, oh yeah, I'm streaming. And you're gonna just find it goes a lot faster to find the people who you want to hang out with that way. So there's my unsolicited advice that nobody asked for, but I think most people don't do it that way, myself included. When I started, I just turned on the camera and pressed play. Didn't talk to anybody. Nobody knew me online. Like, it's just, that's the very long, hard road to doing it. And if you do it that way, even if you stream like all the time, it's just going to be slow growth, because Twitch is all about community. That's really what it is. And it takes time, you know, and I get that too. Like, I have a day job. Like, I don't have time to be on Discords all the time. I wish I did. There's a whole list of Discords that I want to get more involved in. Hoping to. This year, it's one of my goals, is to like get more involved in some of the cool Discords and meet more cool artists. Honestly, that's my main motivator, is not so people hang out on my stream. It's because I feel like, for me, trying to get into the book industry and just the art industry in general, my biggest hurdle has been contact. Like, nobody can hire you if they don't know you. And I've been so afraid for most of my art career of actually like being known and putting my art out there that it's really shot me in the foot. So for me, getting involved in the Discords is more like, I just want to know more artists, because artists are the ones who are going to tell you when there's a gig open, or if they have to pass on something, like, oh shoot, I'm too full, but I know a good person, you know, like, that's, for me, that's my motivator. So find your motivator, find your people. That's the best way to do it, I think. And now I'm really behind in chat, sorry. Sorry if I missed anybody. Let me scroll down. My chat paused. I don't know where everybody's at. Oh, and also, if you start streaming, get SiriBot. Just get SiriBot. That's like tip number 1. Before you hit go on stream, get SiriBot and fix your audio. Okay, I am behind. Sorry, scrolling. Hey bots, how are you? It's good to see you. You have some birdhouses. Oh, that'd be fun to watch. Yeah. Like yogurt promotes science. Yes. Yeah, and some streams have whole communities built around that too. It's a one-off. Oh, really? Well, let me know the details, Dally. I'm thinking about like doing more freelance work in the coming months. So if you think it might be a good one for me, because that's the other thing too. Like when you start to get to know an artist, you get to know like what they're capable of, and you can know who to recommend. Yamanika. It is Serybot, right there. SERY_bot. Definitely look into that. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling great though, Dally. Seriously, get Serybot? Yeah. Hate raid and botting prevention, yes. It's also like really good when you're first starting out, like if you don't know anybody to mod for you, Serybot is as good as a mod in some ways. It's gonna eliminate bots, it's gonna eliminate hate raids and things, it's gonna keep like bad actors out so effectively. And between that and automod, you can take your time and really wait till you get to know some people that you trust to pick up a sword. Like, that's another mistake I made, really, and I think a lot of people make this mistake too. When I first started streaming, I modded somebody way too early and like didn't really know them. And I'm not gonna name names, but it did, thankfully I was able to like kind of just like that situation went away. But you know, like you don't want to rush to do that either. So Serybot's a good stand-in until you can like, unless you know somebody in person or know somebody really well that you want to mod. It's a creature thing. Oh, cool. I mean, yeah, let me know. You're terrible. Oh, Dolly, I'm so sorry. Sending you all my best to hopefully not feel terrible soon. You got bot raided once. I've never been bot raided, but I've heard Serybot prevents it, so I'm just keeping Serybot on. I've seen and heard of people getting bot raided. You may have exploded your ACL. Oh no, Dally. That sucks. Oh, please rest up. I hope you can get that sorted. Yeah. Just because a person is family or friend does not mean they have the stuff to be mod for you. That's also true. That's also true. It's also very valid. Yeah. Yeah, I thankfully have never, I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people who ski here in Colorado, and it's almost like, it's almost not a matter of if you end up hurting yourself, but when. So I know a lot of people who've blown out their ACL, and what's the other one? Is it the MCL? There's like two of them. I know somebody that tore both of them, and it was awful. I know multiple people who've had knee replacements before 30. Like, people ask me why I don't ski. Those are the reasons. Like, I like hiking and I want to keep my knees. It's just a tear. Okay, that's good that it's not totally... Your knee is a balloon. Oof. Oh. Ugh, rest up. I hope it heals. They keep delaying your imaging. Yeah. Oh, that is frustrating. You do need your knees, yeah. Hey Catspoo, how are you? What have you missed? Well, we got a really generous raid from Maddie, which I was honored by earlier, so that was cool. And now I'm drawing Sea Slugs, and we're talking about ACL tears. Poor Dally. Yes, please, ultrasound. That would answer so many questions. Yeah. Well, I hope that it happens for you soon, Dally. What about snowboarding? I mean, same thing. Skiing and snowboarding. I've done both. I tried really hard to be into it, and it's not that I'm bad at it. I feel like I did a pretty good job for being a first timer. I didn't fall that often, but like, it's mostly just the fear and concern about like permanently damaging my knees, and I don't want that for my life. Like, I love hiking, I love camping, I love being active, and like I like being able to, if I want to, like the other day for my friend's birthday party, I went rollerblading for the first time in like forever. I don't know, like a decade at least. I can't remember the last time I was on rollerblades. And I just like being able to do that stuff. And I know that if I damage myself by skiing, I'm not gonna be able to do those things when I want to. So for me, it's just not worth it for the adrenaline rush of sliding down a mountain on a piece of wood. So, but I always tell people, if you rent a cabin and you want to go skiing, I will go watch the cabin with you and not spend $600 to fly down a mountain and hurt myself. And you guys can do that. And I will get hot chocolate ready for you, and I'll keep the place cozy, and it'll be so nice to come home to. Love a mountain trip in a cabin, right? But not really into the skiing. Which is very funny. In the past there have been some, well anyway, I don't know if I want to get into like dating history, but it's just very funny. In Colorado, let's just say in Colorado, there are some guys who are only looking for a ski buddy. It's really funny when they find out you're not a skier. It's like suddenly ghosted. Which I'm fine with, but it does make me laugh. Straight to creek, yeah. Although here cross-country skiing is usually like mountain cabin activity. Yeah, a lot of people here do the skiing thing. Hot tub sauna, see, those are fun. Yeah, hot cocoa and a nice book, exactly. See, Sloppy knows. It's silly because I normally squat like 200 pounds and deadlift, and then I knelt down to pet the cat. So it was obviously just the straw that broke the camel's back. Ooh, so you think all the weightlifting like put too much strain on it, basically? Oh, that sucks. That's kind of how my hip injury was. Like I tore a very small muscle in my hip over 2 years ago, and it was while running, and I only was running a mile. It wasn't a long run, but I hadn't run in like 6 months, and the weekend, like a few days before, I had just climbed a 14er, which is a pretty high intensity activity for anyone who's not done a mountain before. So I just wasn't warmed up enough. I didn't stretch, like I did all the things wrong. But yeah, it was like while running, both of those muscles, actually like both hips hurt at the same time. And stupidly, I kept running because I'm stubborn. And basically it's taken 2 years for it to heal, and it's been extremely frustrating. So I understand, it's like, well, pushed that one just a little too far, but petting the cat, that's just like, oh man, really? Oh, I hate running, don't get me wrong. I was happy for the excuse not to run. Running is my absolute least favorite activity. I think it is so pointless. And then actually this hip injury, I'm not gonna go into all my history with that either, but like, it turns out after like an MRI and a bunch of scans and stuff, it turns out that I actually have a thing going on with my hips that I didn't know about. That actually kind of means I shouldn't be running in the first place, really, and that this was kind of like a common injury for somebody who has what I have. And so like, it kind of explains partly also why I've always hated running, because it's like, some people talk about like getting into this runner's high and they just love it. Literally every time I've ever run, it's just been like counting the steps. Like every single step feels jarring, and I just want it to be over. It's always been awful. And it's always been like forcing myself to run, because it is a really fast way to tone up. It is a really fast way to get in shape and to get good cardio, so I would make myself do it, but I absolutely hated it. And now I have a reason why. It's like, oh, there's actually like a physiological reason why this has never been a fun activity for you. It's not just me. Can you explain what the hip thing is? Because you're describing you. Yeah, so, I mean, so there's like all these little tiny muscles around your hip that are like connecting it to your like hip to your femur, and like kind of like protecting the hip socket. So it turns out my muscles are all working overtime, because apparently I have hip dysplasia. And apparently this is something that can happen not just in Labradors. And if I didn't know what hip dysplasia was, I just thought it was a thing that old dogs got if they're big dogs. But apparently hip dysplasia is when you have like the ball joint on your hip, right? You've got your pelvic bone. It's supposed to wrap around it like this so that it can like rotate and not get out of place. When you have hip dysplasia, it's like the bone itself, when you're born, it's like it doesn't form all the way around. So it only forms like this much. So basically that means all this extra wiggle room is being held in place by a bunch of muscles and tendons instead of your bone, like it's supposed to. And apparently it's really common in firstborn females. So if you're the eldest in your family and you are a female, apparently for whatever reason, it's more common in firstborn females. Now, if you have an older brother, the statistic doesn't count. So it's only if you are the firstborn child in your family and you're female. So if that describes anyone in chat, you might want to go talk to, and if you have hip pain, because for me it was like that muscle, you know the muscle that you use when you're using at the gym, like the adduction and abduction machine, right? And so like you have like your leg joint, and it's like that hip muscle that you're pulling on. Yeah, so that was the muscle that hurt for both my hips when I was running. Like, it's like they both tore at the same time. And it turns out there's a muscle in there called the glute med, and that is what I tore. And in the right hip, it actually has healed up and been fine. The left hip, it still aches, but I think there's also some other problems going on with my left hip. I think it's slightly rotated forward. I've always noticed that since high school. Like, when I lay on my back, my left hip is higher. Just like a little bit, but enough for me to notice. And so I think that muscle is just having a really hard time. Like, it's having to overcompensate for a lot of things. So it's taking a really long time for this one to heal. So I've been just very recently started doing some really short intermittent jogs, which I need to do because my cardio has been terrible for the past 2 years because I haven't done a lot of it, trying to wait for this thing to heal. But I'm taking it really slow, and I'm trying to be really careful with it because I don't want it to get retorn. My left hip is more hip, yeah. Yeah, so fun Casey lore. I just found out about this like last year. You have hypermobility. Yes, that's what I have in my left leg. Yeah, so like I'm extremely flexible in my left leg. It's in my right one too, but especially this one because of this weird hip thing. And I just found that out like a year ago. Your eldest daughter it has a currently, oh no, yeah, I didn't know about this. Apparently hip dysplasia is a thing. Okay, but don't self-diagnose yourself, chat. Just because you're the oldest female does not mean you have hip dysplasia. The only way to diagnose it is with an actual scan, like an x-ray or I think it's even an MRI. I don't know if you can, I think you might be able to see it in an x-ray. So if you really want to, ask your doctor. If you've had a hip pain, maybe talk to your doctor about getting an x-ray of your hips to see, because they'll be able to tell at a glance. It's just something that happens in the womb, like it's a during development thing. It's not something you got after birth. It's like during development, the eldest female for some reason. Me also the eldest daughter. Yeah, so it's not just being the eldest daughter though. It's the firstborn female. So if you're not the oldest in your line of siblings, it doesn't apply. So it's literally like I'm the oldest of 3 and I'm female. Okay, I just wanted to clarify because like sometimes they're like, oh no, I'm the oldest daughter, but like if you have, it doesn't necessarily, and again, even being the eldest, the firstborn female does not mean that you have hip dysplasia. It could be something else. So definitely go talk to your doctor. Don't self-diagnose. It's not super common. It's just more common in the firstborn if they're female. So that's what I learned about myself. And if that sounds familiar to anybody though, I always recommend people going to see their doctor if you're able to. Like if you don't have a primary care doctor, go get one. Like a good family physician is worth its weight in gold. If you haven't seen a doctor in a while, do it. I know it's expensive. I know healthcare in America is terrible. There's sliding scale programs out there you can find, like a lot of places. If you have, if you're low income, you can, at least a lot of places in the US, they actually have like, you have to ask them about it, but if you say, hey, like I can show you my W-2 from last year, I made under the poverty line amount of money, they have a lot of like charity programs and people who actually donate to hospitals and donate to doctors to be able to pay for people who are low income and aren't on insurance plans. So there are options out there. You just have to ask about them. But don't let your health become secondary. Like you have to live with this body the rest of your life, you know? And I'm trying to do everything I can, like with posture stretches and like trying to take care of my health to like have an enjoyable old age. But you have to do that like now, you know, when you're young. So you're an only child, if you're female and you're the only child, then you are the firstborn female. Yeah. Health is, it's super important. Yeah, do it. If you have a physical coming up, honestly, it's a good time to ask about it. Yeah. But good for you, actually scheduling a physical and doing that. I need to do that still. I'm like terrified what they're gonna say. I'm like, I know, I'm not healthy right now, I know. But I know I gotta do it too. Another good thing to do, if you're able to, is to get a biometric done, like a biometric blood sampling done. That will basically check for like all the big things that could be going on, and then they'll know if there's something that they need to look at more closely. Your dad works for a low-income clinic. Nice. He probably has access to an x-ray then. Yeah, talk to your dad about this if you're worried about it. Because you have a new psychiatrist, who orders 47 tests. Wow. Honestly, that's kind of good though. Like sometimes it's really hard to get doctors to order blood work, so I actually think that's really good. Maybe I'm just paranoid, very likely, but I think it's much better to know that everything's okay than to have something secretly going wrong that you had no idea about until it's a huge deal in your 50s and you could have done something earlier, you know? We're scrolling a little bit. Yeah, we're scrolling a little bit, but that's okay. It is a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, if you're not a fan of needles, that would be a problem. One of those programs is how I got my hysterectomy. Yeah, exactly. I had a pretty major surgery in 2023, and that's the only reason I was able to afford it, was because of a financial aid program that basically covered it. I do get health insurance at my day job, but I just make so little money that even the deductible was going to be like more than I could handle. So yeah, very thankful for those programs myself. Yes, yeah, info, if it, yeah, Wikipedia with a pinch of salt for sure. Yeah, my info came from like the orthopedic specialist or whatever that I had to see, so he was telling me all this stuff. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Yeah. And it could just be a matter of like needing to stretch more too before exercise. I need to be better about that. Yeah, when you assume it's painful because it's working. So there's two types of pain, and it's hard to know the difference. Like, I'm struggling with that right now, knowing the difference between my muscle actually just like working and doing what it needs to do, pain, and then like, no, actually this is my body saying like, this is about to tear, stop doing what you're doing, pain. Like, differentiating that pain is actually really hard. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm behind in chat. I'm scrolling back down. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Oh no, your veins are stubborn. Oh, I'm so sorry. That does make it hard. Yeah. Well, I think it's still, yeah, even for that reason, Charlie's Dragon, I still think it's good mentally to know, like, just for the, exactly what you said, just like being more mindful of your health, yeah. But I will say a physical is a good opportunity to ask your PCP about things like that. Like, I'm having hip pain, or this weird thing happened the other day. Is that concerning? Should I talk to somebody? It's just helpful to get some input from a medical professional. Let's see. Okay. Good about drinking water? Good. Oh, I think I got a hydration. Has everybody hydrated recently? Here, let's hydrate. I think I need to clear or hydrate. Yes, there we are. Hydrate, stretch. Yep, got it. Okay. Hey Zushi, good to see you. We really enjoyed looking at your art during the showcase yesterday. For those who don't know, I do a monthly art showcase in my community, so if you join the Discord, there is a section that says monthly art showcase, and you can submit one piece per month. You have all month to do it, and we just look at it at the first, usually it's the first afternoon stream of the month. We did it yesterday just because as I've already mentioned a few times, my studio PC is not being exactly reliable right now. We'll see, that might have been fixed, hopefully, but if I had a Yeti, I'd fill it with gravy. Ungoy. Why? Oh my goodness. Gravy Yeti. That makes me feel a little nauseous, I'm not gonna lie. Just thinking about that. Easel! Chicken or beef? Oh my gosh. You watched it back and blushed. Aww, that's so cute, Zushi. Oh, you did great. It was really cool. It's a cool project you're working on. Zushi is doing this redesigned dinosaurs project. Make sure you go follow if you aren't already. You love gravy? I mean, fair. I also love gravy, but I don't love drinking gravy. Okay, what's the weirdest thing you enjoy eating or consuming, chat? Now I'm curious. Like, what's the strangest thing you've ever had and been like, you know what? I actually enjoy that. Or that somebody has convinced you to try, maybe, and you like didn't hate, I guess. Oh, another hydrate. Thank you so much, John. Yes, let's hydrate. Bugs! Wait, what kind of bugs? You've eaten bugs? And you liked them? What kind? It does depend on what you think are weird, that's true. Fried calamari is delicious, agreed. The first time I had seaweed salad, I didn't know if I would like it, but I love the texture of seaweed salad. It's like my favorite thing. They used to have really good seaweed salad at these buffets that I would go to back in Texas. They don't have buffets here, but seaweed salad is amazing. I actually, the other day I went to an Asian market and just bought like sheets of seaweed, and I've just been eating them. Because they're like cheaper that way than buying the little like seasoned packets, and you can like season them yourself if you want, but turns out I really like seaweed. But yeah, just like rolling random stuff up in the seaweed sheets and chewing on it, it's great. Seaweed salad's so good, I know. I'm trying to think of something weird, because I don't feel like seaweed salad is that weird. Although it is weird to know that seaweed is not a plant. Did you guys know this? I learned this the other day. Seaweed is not a plant. You might think you're eating your vegetables, but you're not. It's technically an algae. What do they call it? It starts with a P. I'll look it up later. But I did not actually know that kelp and seaweed, not a plant. Yeah, it's like a phyto something, I don't know. Hey Moose. The only thing you eat with seaweed is egg rolls? Yeah, that'd be great. If I could afford eggs, I would eat an egg roll. I haven't had eggs in weeks. They're too expensive. You don't eat calamari. Calamari is octopus or squid. I think it's octopus. Starts with pea plant. No. Here, I'll look it up. It's a word I'll know it when I see it again, but no. Kelp is a... It's a protist. Yeah, it's a protist. So if you're interested in what protists are, they're like these really, really early life forms. Like what are some of the most ancient forms of life? And kelp is in the protist group. So like slime molds are also protists. Algae is protist. It's like the amoeba family group, basically. No, you're thinking of sushi. Miss Art Rules, yeah. I also love sushi, but I don't think sushi is weird. I feel like that's a pretty common food these days. I'm trying to think, what's the weirdest food I enjoy? I do eat really strangely. Sometimes people will comment on the food that I bring to work. Because I'm kind of a scrounger, so I just like grab stuff and throw it together. I'm not super picky for the most part. There's very few things I won't eat. Like I don't like pickles. But that's like pickles. I'm not the biggest fan of olives. Like I can eat olives on like a pizza. I don't prefer it, but it's like I'm not gonna freak out. Pickles I will pick off of a burger. If they put pickles on a sandwich, I don't like anything vinegary. It's just like bitter vinegar. I don't understand the appeal. It's not appealing to me. It's gross. So just like anything super vinegar, like anything with like apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, I'm not a fan. But that's pretty much it. So like I don't like canned artichoke hearts, but I love artichoke hearts that are fresh. Anything that's in vinegar. The ghost of pickle, it's true. The pickle juice gets on everything, it's so nasty. I agree. But if I get most of it off Esol, I can tolerate it. You know, I don't love it, but I can tolerate it. But just like when there's all that on there, I'm like, ugh. You won't eat a burger if it... Okay, so it's not just me. Paradox Moose, Esol, you guys are the same. Yeah, it's the worst, yeah. Didn't you have your first pickle ever on stream, Esol? Didn't you do that as like a subathon thing? Wait, you heard that sea lion and seals are getting seizures because of seaweed? Never heard that. Yes, if you overdo it on the calamari, it tastes like rubber. Yeah, so good calamari is good. The rubbery stuff is not. Eggs are pretty weird to eat when you think of it as the... Yeah, I like to gross people out sometimes. Well, I don't want to ruin eggs for everybody here in chat. But I mean, well, it's the ovulation of a chicken. So, that's the nicest way to say it. Their eggs are great, though. It's not going to stop anything for me. You've never eaten just a handful of fish before, but you'd be lying if you wait. Fun fact that is not fun. Shady restaurants will trade their calamari rings for Ongoy. I guess I'm never eating that again. Oh my gosh, what? 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 My brain is broken right now. I'm just like processing that. You know, a lot of people who don't like pickles. Okay, I always get made fun of for not liking pickles. Pickle fans are intense, okay? If you're a pickle fan, you probably know what I'm talking about. So many people do. Oh, I probably have Ungoy, but I'm just not gonna do it anymore. So actually, I don't know if I have, because all the ones that I've had, like, they still looked like octopus. Like, you could see the little suckers. It wasn't, I don't think I have. Because even if you cut that up, I don't think it's gonna have suckers on it. As long as I'm not told, I'm fine. You can make use of everything in the pig except the squeal. Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys are on one today. Hilarious. Raisins. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I actually don't mind raisins. I'm trying to think if there's any. The only thing I don't like is bitter stuff. And there's only like 2 foods I can think of. Maybe kind of 3 that I don't go for. Like if I eat them, I'm not gonna throw up. I just really dislike the experience. Is pickles, coffee, and beer. I'm just like, they're just bitter, and I'm not the biggest fan of the aftertaste of any of them. I don't need any of them in my life to live, so I just don't go for them, you know. You almost throw, see, I'm not that bad. There's like very few things I can think of, unless it's like some very stinky fermented foods. I will not eat those. There's like, what is it, like stinky sushi? Never gonna have that. Durian. Like, unless it's just the part that's like edible and the rest of the fruit, like, I will not be around while the durian is being prepped. Like their 1,000-year eggs, yeah, stuff like that. If it smells like a trash bin or a toilet, I don't want to eat it. That feels like common sense. Yeah, I don't like the aftertaste, really, of any alcohol. I'm not a huge drinker. For special occasions, I'll have one, or like if I'm bought one, but just to be polite, I'm not really a big... I can live without it, like, you're not missing anything, in my opinion. Plus, honestly, drinking your calories is like one of the worst things you can do for your health. Like, there's a lot of health negatives to that stuff too. Like, even coffee, a lot of health negatives. They say there's health positives to vinegar, but I feel like I can get them from other things, so I'm okay skipping pickles for my health too. I'm just not the biggest fan. I'm gonna draw this other sea slug, because I feel like I've spent too long on this other one. Little salt bomb. Wait, what's a salt bomb? There's a lot of bad kind of raisins. The ones usually like have an intense. I don't mind raisins, yeah. Oh, man, I feel like I'm missing so many good food conversations right now. Giant baby when it comes to food. Yeah, I kind of have an iron stomach a little bit. I can eat stuff that usually people get kind of grossed out by. I've only thrown up a few times in my life. Once or maybe twice from food poisoning. But like, I don't know. I'm not super squeamish. I don't get nauseous really easily. I just don't like the flavor. Everyone's always like, oh, just drink more coffee, you'll learn to love it. I'm like, why? Why even, like, why do I need to put myself through that? And they never really have a good answer for me, so I'm like, I don't want to. You can put vinegar. The only thing I don't mind vinegar in is like I do put a little vinegar like in like when I do curries and stuff. Like I use rice vinegar. Like I use it for cooking, but just as like a flavor I don't enjoy. Like if I can taste it, I'm not usually the biggest fan of it. The only thing I don't mind it in is my watermelon pickles, which one are not really pickles. It's basically pickled watermelon rind, but it's pickled in apple cider vinegar with like buckets of sugar. It essentially tastes like a crispy apple pie, like pickle. Like if you like apple pie, you would like my watermelon pickles anyway, because it's just watermelon rind, so it's not even a cucumber. It's great, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing I enjoy. Yeah, I agree, Yamina. They all taste pretty bad, yeah. Your diet is oddly selective, is it? Is that like just like a need? Like something you can't control, or are you just a picky eater? Amaze. It happens. Oh, sauerkraut I'm not the biggest fan of, yeah. Yeah, see, I'm going to go yell at Amaze about nutrients. It's just sloppy. I can answer that question. It's like that bite. It's the hoppy, beery flavor at the end. It's just like that. I agree. That's pretty much my takeaway as well. I will say, if I am gonna have something that's like that, like typically like a small bit of like a porter or a stout tends to cover that up for me, so I don't hate it as much. But I still would just rather have something else. It's just a lot of calories for a flavor I don't super enjoy. A texture problem? Yeah, I don't typically have texture issues. Hey Heather, we're talking about food right now. Good morning, you've been lurking all morning, popping in here and there. Oh, thank you. Enjoying hearing snippets of the conversation, I'm glad. Yeah, we're getting really down the rabbit hole on foods right now. I'm getting a little hungry, to be honest. I better make some for CaseyCon. CaseyCon is not really a thing, though. Oh, here we go. We have a leatherback sea turtle. Okay, draw me an animal. Since I'm just reading about food and getting hungry right now. Let's do that, and then we'll probably actually do the show and tell bit for the, what am I trying to say? Art gem. We'll probably do that for just a little bit, in a few minutes, so. Let's see, I used to hate coffee, uncooked veggies, and anything bitter. Has been dialed up to 100 cucumbers. They're so bitter, not anymore. Yeah, I'm glad I was never quite like that with veggies. I think with some vegetables as a kid, I probably had to adjust to eating them, but I was never like super averse to vegetables. Like my mom would put out like carrots and stuff for snacks, and I would usually, I'd go for the bad stuff too, but I wouldn't like avoid the carrots. Let's see, leatherback sea turtle. I do feel like people who don't like vegetables, typically A, were not forced to eat them enough as a kid, or B, just haven't had them prepared in a way that they like. Because like a lot of vegetables aren't good raw. They just like, it's their crispy texture. Like broccoli is, in my opinion, terrible. Terrible raw, but it's fantastic if it's roasted well or part of something else. It's a really good texture. I like the flavor of roasted broccoli with like some garlic and onion powder and salt. It's good. It's good stuff. So just if you have to just like have it prepared correctly. The only vegetable I can't super get behind is cauliflower. Like I'll eat it, but it doesn't do anything for me. It just feels like a filler vegetable. All right, leatherback sea turtle. So if anyone hasn't seen me do the Draw Me an Animal, this is a game we can play every 30 minutes around here. Basically, somebody can submit through channel points an animal they want me to draw. Right now we have the leatherback sea turtle. I have 5 minutes to draw it. I can't look at any references, no hints. I do think I know what this looks like, but from my head, we'll see how close I can get, and then we'll go learn about it together in a few minutes. So feel free to look it up yourself Feel free to try to draw it yourself without reference and just see how you do if you want to. But we'll look it up in a few. So it is 10:46. So I'll go ahead and go for 5 minutes here. Let's see. I did just kind of draw a turtle yesterday, actually, on Easel's party stream, and I wasn't using a reference. I probably should have, but I was trying to think about how they look. I know they have like a beak. I always forget how their back flippers are. I can't recall if they have tails, but yeah, we're gonna say it's something like this. I think they have like the really cool patterns on their shells, but I can't remember how they radiate. Alright, I'm gonna say that's pretty close. Dang it, I drew on the wrong layer. Gotta make another color layer. Got like 5 layers for the same thing now. I feel like they're kind of like a muted green, maybe? Maybe not quite that. I feel like I'm gonna get a copyright ding. This song is really loud. Sorry. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll find out, I guess. See, that's part of why I have to keep talking, is so I don't get copyright dings. I have to talk over the mic picking up my speaker. And you might be asking yourself, well, Casey, why don't you just get a headset? They hurt my head. My ears are very sensitive, apparently. I don't like earbuds. They hurt after like an hour. Headsets like squeeze my head. I can't seem to, I have a fat head, apparently. So like I can't, I don't know. It's just not, I need to find some that'll work. I finally found some over the ear headphones. I actually have them. Oh wait, I'm being timed right now. I'll show you later. But they don't connect well at the studio for some reason. It's like the Bluetooth isn't strong enough to actually connect through my monitor to get to my PC, which is right behind the monitor. But not really that covered by the monitor, so I don't know. I think it's just the Bluetooth receptor in the motherboard's not very strong. Alright, how much time do I have left? I have like 2 minutes left. What else do turtles have? I think they have like, I want to say that they have these little like scaly things. I just can't remember what color they are, but we're gonna go with a lighter color. California, I guess that's how things go. Nobody knows what love's but for you. You could know California sun. I've never been to California. This song always reminds me that I've never been to California. I hear great things about the weather. Except for fires. Don't hear good things about those. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's go look at this guy. Leatherback sea turtle. Ooh, anchovies. Anchovies, I I think I tried some and I didn't hate them as much as I remembered disliking them, but I still don't think I'll go for them. Your mom would call broccoli tree stars? That's cute. Okay, I'm behind in chat. Hold on, I gotta scroll down. Hey Bruce, yeah. Go make some food for all of us. I'm starving now. Casey Con, is it a thing? Are you organizing it and paying for it, Ungoy? You know, oh, well, Sloppy, that's okay. Okay, let me look up this leatherback sea turtle. So the way that it works for the Draw Me an Animal is, I had 5 minutes to draw it. I'm gonna look up leatherback sea turtle and see how close I got. I wasn't sure about the shell. Oh yeah, these are the ones that have the long ridges on the shell. So I got the shell wrong. I was thinking of the green sea turtle. I drew a green sea turtle for sure. So I'm gonna say I didn't really get this one. Yeah, this is the leatherback. Shoot. I always forget about the one that has the no scoots or no osteoderms or whatever you call them on the shell. These guys are massive though. I didn't realize how big leatherback sea turtles were. Look at this. I mean, to be fair, they're kind of sitting a little bit further back, but I mean, these are big animals. Like, oh, this one has some like problems. But yeah, look at these guys. Giant leatherback sea turtles. Shoot, you would think I would remember that. Let's learn about them a little bit. Something called the lute turtle. Oh, interesting. Leathery turtle, or simply the luth, is the largest of all living turtles. Oh, I didn't know that. The heaviest non-crocodilian reptile, reaching lengths of up to 2.7 meters, or 8 feet 10 inches. Wow. Weighs as much as 1,000 pounds, or 500 kilograms. That is a large creature. Only living species in its genus, can be easily differentiated from by the lack of the bony shell. Yeah, I forgot. Their carapace is covered by oily flesh and is flexible, leather-like skin, for which it is named. Leatherback turtles have a global range, although there are multiple distinct subpopulations. The species as a whole is considered vulnerable, and some of its subpopulations are endangered. Hate that. Very cool creature, though. I definitely drew it extremely incorrectly. There's where they live! Oh, they're in the Gulf of Mexico? Nice. That's cool. I didn't know that. I've never seen one. Well, this one looks injured. Whoa! This is the esophagus. Holy cow. Let's not click through the images. That's the esophagus of a leatherback sea turtle. My goodness. That's intense. Oh, they're so cute when they're babies. Yeah, so I definitely drew a green sea turtle. Let's look that up really fast. Pretty sure I was just drawing this. Yeah, this is what I was drawing. So, you know, if that's what I was supposed to draw, I feel like I did okay. But that was not the assignment. I did not understand the assignment, obviously. If anyone wants to learn more about these guys, here you go. That's the leatherback sea turtle link on Wikipedia. Interesting creatures. Thank you so much for recommending them for the Draw Me an Animal game. Was it Neilf? I think it was Neilf. Yeah, thank you. I hope I didn't let you down too badly with how badly I drew it. But that's the Draw Me an Animal game. For anyone who hasn't been here before, like I said, the timer goes off every 30 minutes, so you can always do one. You prefer raw broccoli, really? Wow, you're rare. I guess some people do. The Beta of Prehistoric Kingdom Ontogeny update just dropped. Oh no, don't tempt me. Can we convince you to stream if I could afford to buy more games, I would play them. You probably could, but I've been watching for it to go on sale. I think I have a games link. It's not on sale. That one and Paleo Pines. I keep looking at those. I'm so tempted by both of them. I could be convinced, probably, Sloppy, because I do really want to play them. But I can't be convinced to play Elden Ring on stream before anybody asks. Yes, that's on the list too because it's been recommended. No, I'm not going to play it on stream. But a dinosaur game, I could be tempted. An animal type game that's not specifically artistic, I could be tempted. Because that is a pretty big portion of what we talk about here. But now you bake them with salt. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, exactly. We do have a food share. We do have a food share in the Discord too, if anyone has any good recipes. This is all making me very hungry. So if anyone feels like sharing. Thank you for the lyric, Sushi. Oh, Isla, I'm glad that you liked the picture I drew. I'm behind in chat. I gotta scroll down. I'm sorry. I'm so far behind. Cajun seasoning, yeah. Oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. I got it wrong though. It's not the right turtle. What is my preferred hot sauce? No hot sauce. No hot sauce is my preferred hot sauce. You don't have a fat head. The way over your ears work is they stay on via pressure against your head. No, Loden, I'm gonna push back on that. Oh, hey, Beland. Hey, Science. How are you? I'm gonna push back on that. I do have a large head because when I was a kid, I always had to wear, like, we would go, like, to anything that needed a helmet or a hat, I'd have to wear the adult hats even when I was little. I have a large cranium. I might have a disease I don't know about, but it definitely is like it's a problem for me. Like, most hats hurt quite a bit to put on. Just wait till, if you ever see me in person, you'll be like, whoa, that girl's got big head. You probably won't, but yeah, over the ear helps me a lot. Yeah, I don't like the ones that go in the ear. I find them uncomfortable, and I also think that they cause a lot more hearing damage, so. Sorry, Blint, I totally missed all of your emotes because I'm so behind in chat. And there's about to be an ad, I think. So I'm gonna catch up during the ads. If anyone wants to support the stream during the ad break, feel free to leave the volume on and just mute the tab. We're gonna look at what you guys drew after the ad breaks, okay? I'm gonna stretch and I'm gonna catch up on chat. So stop talking so I can catch up on chat. I just now realized that's the opposite of what I should have said probably, but. You get kicked out if you call it cauliflower? Wait, what? Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to show the esophagus on stream. Eldon Casey, no. Keeping an eye on, yeah, Kyo Ryu is on my wish list too. Does that list link still work? Where did it go? Did I type that in chat? I'm lost. Hey Kev, I caught up to your fun facts. Let's listen to some fun facts from Kev really quick about Casey's art stream. Oh boy. All right, let's hear the science. I'm a little scared. Number 1, all sea slug dragons and dragon-related content are average sized. Oh my gosh, here we go. 2, Casey tries not to stream games too often because she doesn't want to pull all the viewers from the gaming category. Oh, please. No. 3, there's a theory that the sunglasses on Casey's head cover her antenna, from which she receives creative brainwaves from the universe. No comment. No comment, Kev. Thank you for your fun facts. It's good to see you, Kev. How are you? Yeah, oh hi. I'm still catching up. In ear if you don't get good ones, or people, yeah. The poosh, yeah, so Blint, I don't know, actually, speaking of the poosh, that may or may not be happening. I did a test stream on Monday in my studio. I'm gonna stretch while I tell this story, for anyone who missed it. And it actually stayed on, didn't crash for 2 hours. I'm gonna be back on this afternoon, trying again, to see if I can go for longer and it doesn't crash. If it doesn't, we'll see. We'll be taking bets, so if anybody wants to come bet some channel points this afternoon to earn more or to lose some, we'll be taking bets on whether or not my stream stays live with channel points, with predictions. But if it does, I might say that afternoon streams are back on, which would be a big help for me in a lot of ways. And if I can go a whole month without crashing, we're gonna have a party, and I may or may not announce a partner push. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. But thank you for your support. Hey, Eric Draws. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see everybody here in chat. Oh, I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom of chat. Perfect. I bet Casey will look cool at the horse races with her big hat and witness protection glasses. I don't know about cool, but yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I probably should have said that not during ads, so I'm sure probably nobody heard that, but for anybody who heard any of that, there you go. There you go. Go ahead and unshrimp yourself, chat, if you can hear my voice. Unshrimp, you know, push your shoulder blades back together, arch your back. Party time in 30 days if there's no stream crashing this month. There's a big if with that, because the whole idea of a partner push still kind of freaks me out, and I don't know if I have the stamina for that. But if I was going to do something like that, I would want to make 100% sure that I didn't have tech issues that were going to cause my stream to crash and lose all the lurkers, because you really can't. You can't get partner numbers if you constantly lose all your lurkers, right? So, we'll see how it goes. May 1st is a perfect party day. I like your optimism. Nelf, I like your optimism, but we'll see. Well, I have so little faith after months of crashes from streaming from my studio. I have so little faith in that system. I'm not so sure. Not so sure. Did you guys unshrimp? Unshrimp yourself. Take your little shrimp posture and just arch your back this way. Okay, arch your back. Tell Squirrel to stop 4K streaming. Okay, I think we're out of ads. Let me peek in the Discord and see if we have folks who are doing the art gym. If you were doing some studies during stream, we back and we no, don't shrimp. We unshrimped just now. If anybody did some studies that you wanted to share, feel free to drop them in the Discord. There's a section called the art gym. As long as it's drawn from observation, you're welcome to stick it there. Okay, cool. And it looks like we have a few in there. Everything is work safe, perfect. I am going to be looking at these here in just a second. Let me check and make sure there aren't any anywhere else. If anyone doesn't want to join a Discord but does want to participate, you can also drop a link in chat, just like highlight it or something so that I can find it. Okay, cool. I don't think there's anyone. If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. Just, you know, find a way to let me know where you put it so I can look at it. But we are going to start looking at what you guys did. Here in a minute, I do kind of want to quickly sketch this one really fast, so you have like 5. I'm going to go really fast, like 5 minutes. Drawing the sea slugs. I've only drawn 2 sea slugs today. I just want to do a quick little study of these shapes. And then we're going to see what you guys drew. So again, if anybody was drawing today and doing a study, feel free to drop it in there. And we'll look at it here on stream. Hey, Professor Oaks! Oh my gosh. Professor Oaks, I had this crazy fever dream last night where you had a PNG tuber that was this like weird double-headed Mad Concepts koi thing. And your voice sounded weird, and gosh, I'm just so glad that I'm back in reality. Let me just say that. Sea Slugs are number 1. How are you, Oaks? It's good to see you. I stayed up way too late watching your stream, and I'm very tired this morning. Yeah, it was a weird dream. It's very, very unsettling. I hope to never see it again. I literally could not stop. Like, I probably laughed the first 10 minutes. I was like, what is going on? If you guys aren't following Professor Oaks, you should be, by the way. Normally his streams are only a regular level of weird. Eric, thanks for being here. I hope you're doing well, by the way. I did watch some of Koi's stream from yesterday for context, and it also made me laugh a lot. But boy, I was not ready when I went to your stream. I was so ready for Space Mufasa, and that is not what I got. And it was so jarring. How's them slugs? Well, we got really distracted talking about food for like the last half hour. And I've only drawn these 3. So they're not, I mean, I'm not studying as many as I could be, but it's been a fun conversation, so I'm not complaining. Oh, thanks. Slugs are great. If anyone needs references for slugs, if you just want to go get lost looking at sea slugs, that link at the top of chat will help you do that. There's also this website that I personally really love called the Sea Slug Forum. I think I might still have the link in my clipboard. Yeah, this. If you just want to get real distracted today, just open up the Sea Slug Forum and just start, you know, opening up tabs. It has been around forever. I still love it so dearly. Yes, you do too. It's so good. I seriously, Oaks, I'm like this close. It's actually on my to-do list, no joke, to contact somebody from the Australia Museum to try and get the contact information of the guy who built that website so I can send him some Sea Slug Dragon stickers or like some fan art of sea slugs or something. Because I love that website. I use it all the time, and I just want him to know his efforts were appreciated still. Because I'm sure it was a labor of love. And holy cow, like what's that guy's name? It's like Rob something? He's got like a number of sea slugs named after him. But anyway, I want to get like a P.O. box or something to send some stuff to that can get to him. Just be like, hey, you have a really big fan in America. Bill Rudman, that's what his name is, Bill Rudman. If anyone out there listening for some reason knows how to get in contact with Bill Rudman, I'm a big fan. Big fan. I bet they would, yeah. And I feel like scientists don't get enough appreciation anyway, so I don't know. I think he's like in his 70s or 80s now, so I don't know if he would enjoy fan art, but he might. I don't know if a guy who spent his whole life studying sea slugs would love a bunch of sea slug dragon stickers, but I'll probably send them anyway and just ask for forgiveness and tell him he can like give them to his niece or throw them away if he doesn't want them. But I don't know. I just really enjoy that website. It's great. It's a great time. I'm kind of surprised that like Sea Slug Wikipedia isn't more robust like that website. I mean, he was basically running like a manual Discord server about sea slugs, because like people could take pictures, submit them to the website. He would like analyze them, and they would have like a discussion on the page. So when you click those links, for anybody in chat who's curious, like you'll see discourse about identifying the slug and how they look similar to others, and it's really interesting to read. At least I think it is. I'm a slug groupie, it's true. It's true. Invite them to CaseyCon? I don't think an 80-year-old, what do you call them when you study it starts with an M, like when you study mollusks? There's a name for it. It's like mastocologist, I don't know. Something. What do you call someone who studies sea slugs? Nudibranchs. Malacologist? Malacologist? Yeah. Scientists who specialize in the study of mollusks, yeah. Anyway, I don't think an 80-year-old malacologist is gonna want to come to CaseyCon. What do you call an 80-year-old? An 80-year-old? I don't know. Is there a name? Is there a name? I'm just playing with these brushes now. I don't know what they do. What do you call an 80-year-old? A nice person? I don't know, I'm just a big fan. I feel like I should do it sooner rather than later though. So that's why it's on my to-do list. It's been something I've been thinking about doing for like a decade, because that's about how long I've used that website. But I don't know, it's a good time. Lots of inspiration there. I'd be curious to know how many people still visit that website. Learning so much about sea slugs? I hope so. We haven't done a lot of art talk today, but we sure have talked a lot about sea slugs and weird foods that we all either love or hate, so, you know. A Caseycologist. Is that somebody who studies Caseys? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Welcome in, Infinite Misery. How are you? Hopefully not miserable. Hopefully delighted. Come join us in our conversation of sea slugs. I'm actually wrapping this one up. I'm just doing a quick, like, kind of chalky textured color study of this one. And then we're going to actually be looking at what everybody else did. So if, again, last call, if anybody has anything they want to submit to the studies section, the art gem section of the Discord, if you did a study from observation of some kind this morning, we're happy to show that on stream. If you post something in there and you are a streamer, we'll also give you a shout out. Just make sure it's something that is drawn from observation, not something drawn from imagination. The whole purpose of the art gem is to better equip us to draw from imagination, because we are doing studies, because we are filling our creative bank accounts or expanding our visual libraries, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's a new coming of age book. Oh, what? I feel like I already came of age. Doesn't that happen when you're like a preteen? What do you consider coming of age, chat? I would consider a coming of age being like the teenage years. I'm certainly no teen. And I will not condone any flattery that says otherwise. would say it's like 13, between like 13 and 18. Feels like the coming of age time of life. Casey biography, that would be the most boring book. I haven't done anything, I've just drawn. And then I taught for a while, and then I stopped and I drew some more. That's the whole book. The end. Sorry, spoilers, guys. I know. I mean, that's not entirely true. I guess I camped sometimes too. And traveled a little bit. But then I was poor and couldn't travel anymore. And then I just drew and kept being poor. The end. There's the extended version. Exhilarating, I know, but now you don't have to go buy it, you know? The information's all out there. Okay. I feel like I got a good idea of the colors on this guy. So dynamic. Gosh, Sea Slugs are the best. There. Okay. A horse stock? What? It's such a clever Triceratops? What? I mean, yeah, this could be a really cool Triceratops looking thing. These are Sea Slugs. But I do like them. The orange one? This one? It does look like a Triceratops. See, that's part of why I like Sea Slugs, is that you can look at them and be like, oh, I can design a really cool looking Triceratops thing. I actually did a planty kind of algae sort of Triceratops creature for Stream Inc. that I just now remembered I never finished that project, and I should do that. Maybe, once I'm doing afternoon streams again, I'll actually be able to finish some projects. I feel like everything went on hold for a while. Dinner show you worked on is coming out tomorrow? Oh, nice! That's awesome! Could be an awesome Triceratops design, yeah. Yeah, for sure. How are you doing, by the way, bots? Good to see you. Hey, the astral system. There we go. Sorry, it took me a minute. How are you? Thanks for popping in. Welcome in, welcome in. It's nice to have you here. So you did like, wait, so the dino show you worked on, it's like a show, like a TV show? Or like a painting show? What kind of show are we talking about? All right, there's my Sea Slugs. We're gonna go look at what you guys did. So I'm gonna go into the Discord, go into the art gym section, and look at everything that has been posted since yesterday. So that's how it's gonna work. That's how it works when we do this. Basically, we look at everything. It doesn't have to be like a Sea Slug. It could be any kind of thing you did from reference. And if you're still working on yours, like if anyone's out there drawing, if you just got here and you're like, oh, this looks like fun, I wish I could study along, we're still gonna be doing these Monday through Wednesday every single week at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So you have literally until next Monday to get some studies in here. So please don't rush. I'd rather you get what you need to out of the study rather than just rush it to be part of this one right now. But so yesterday I did antlers, so that's mine from yesterday, and I just basically look at everything underneath my post, and that's how I keep track of it all. So here we have one from Amazing Fan 15, a wonderful mod. This looks great. I forget the name of this one. Is this one that you based a a creature off of, or is this a new one, Amaze? Because I remember you had a creature series that you, a creature that you based off Sea Slugs before. If you guys aren't following Amaze, totally go follow Amaze. Amaze is doing like a ton of animation and stuff on stream too. We actually got to see a cool animation he worked on yesterday that we looked at during the showcase. But Amaze does fantastic character art, animation, comic book stuff. Really, really nice guy. Great to hang out on stream with. So if you aren't following Amaze, go check out his work. Give him a follow. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Great study of this sea slug. It's also a really cool one. Like, this one almost already looks like a dragon. This is one of those cool sea slugs that's like, you can just, like, the creature design is already oozing out of it a little bit. Very, very cool. And it's a new one, which is awesome. Yeah, the color is great. This is a cool critter. Do you remember the name of it by chance? If not, that's okay. But it looks fantastic. I really like how you got the speckled details too in the gills. Excellent job. Excellent job. I'm trying to use the terminology, and this is the rhinophores, I think, the horns, that's what they're called. All sea slugs have, for the most part, have rhinophores and gills. So this is how you can tell the front end from the back end, basically. Mouth would be down here. Here's the big foot. And yeah, cool little critter. Great job. Great job with this study, Amaze. I love it. Oh, I have so many emotes. I like that, whatever that one is. Very funny. This looks great. This looks great. Yeah, he would choose a blue one. That's true. Oh, we have one from Yangularoo as well. Ooh. These are fun, and Rue has named them. Oh, no, that's okay. I was just curious if you knew. This one is from Yangularoo. If you aren't following Yangularoo, please also do that. Rue is also an incredible animator and artist. Does a ton of animating. Actually just recently worked on a show about bats, and we got to see a sneak peek of the that animation that she dropped for that documentary yesterday during the showcase, which is pretty cool. On Netflix, oh cool, you actually worked on that. Chaos Theory Season 3. Very cool, congrats. That's exciting. That sounds, I'd love to hear stories. It's probably really, hopefully it's really fun to work on anyway, bots. That's awesome. These look delicious. I know, Ungoy, they do sort of look like snacks, but I would not recommend eating sea slugs. They tend to be poisonous. Potentially, some are venomous and poisonous, but definitely a lot of them are not something you'd want to eat. But they do look really pretty. These ones are like the little sea bunny things. I really love these. But yeah, Rue is awesome. If you guys aren't following Rue, like I said, does a lot of animating here on Twitch. Does really great, obviously really great art. Definitely recommend that you follow Rue. Plus, just a really nice person to hang out with on stream. Yes, Rue is incredible, right, Bach? Hi, Bach. How are you? That's the one you based the character on. I see. And Chromodorus. Oh, it's a different type of Chromodorus. Okay, I thought it looked a little similar. So they're in the same genus. Very cool. It was amazing what you had to learn how to draw. I bet. I've heard the turnaround times on shows like that are so quick. Rue, this looks fantastic. Great job with the colors, layering and stuff on both of these. I love how you use like some purples in here to get the values. Just the different ways the colors are crisscrossing over each other makes some really fun shadows. Like I just like the style that you colored these in. Very, very cool, Rue. They look great. Sea slug warm-ups. Indeed. They're so good. So many emotes today. Is this Bach? Somebody's going crazy. Oh, it's Azalace. It's like somebody's got some fun emotes that they just got access to. Well, well done. Well done, Rue. And then here we have one from Miss Art Rules here in chat doing some sea slug studies. Time and date. Excellent. These look great. I'm curious, is this that big leaf-shaped one? I recognize it. Really nice job paying attention to the proportions and details on that. Yeah, they are beautiful, right? Sea slugs are incredible. So inspiring. Thank you for drawing along, everybody. Thank you for drawing along, Miss Bet. And if anybody drew and didn't share, that is okay too. I understand not being willing to share. Sometimes you're not very proud of your work, or you just think it could be better. But if you drew along and did any kind of study, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm proud of you. Proud of everybody. Yes, the leaf one. Okay, Miss Bet. Thanks. Or Miss Art Rules, sorry. Very cool. These look great. Great job looking at the reference, and thank you for sharing. I'm gonna put a little leaf in there. Leaf. Maybe do they have a slug too? Nope, we don't have a snug. Darn. Mollusk? No, of course not. Okay. Well, I tried. Well, anyway, I am going to screenshot my studies and stick them in there. And again, if anybody is still working or just got here and wants to be a part of doing some studies together, oh shoot, let's not have that. We'll be doing this again on Monday. Monday at 9 a.m. Let's go see what we're doing so you guys can prepare if you'd like to. There. Try and just screenshot the slugs. Save. Sea slugs. Sea slugs are great. I'll be doing more sea slug stuff this afternoon because I will be doing a sea slug creature design challenge this afternoon at 4 p.m. So if you like sea slugs, come back and see more of them later. If you don't like sea slugs, then I guess don't come back. I don't know, I would love for you to come back, but if you hate sea slugs, maybe it's not for you. Boy, I'm sure good at this streaming thing. Man, words. But let me post this. I closed my Discord, so hold on. How do I find it again? There we go. Okay, so these are mine from today. So anything that is posted below my studies is what we'll look at on Monday. So you have literally until next Monday. So if you'd like to be part of that, feel free to hop in the Discord. And let's see if my my end credits will work. Absolutely a pro? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Thanks to everybody showing up in the credits, though. You guys sure make me feel like a pro, even though I'm not. And I appreciate, seriously, all the new follows today. Thank you again for that really generous raid. That was really kind. Thank you to everybody who stuck around from the raid. Thank you for the lurkers. I know you're not named here in the credits, but just know that I appreciate your presence. Appreciate you hanging out. Moderators couldn't do it without you, honestly. Really, really appreciate your help. And everybody who's shown up in the Patreon section as well, I really appreciate you. For anyone who doesn't know, you can support me on Patreon if you prefer that. I do get a higher cut than a Twitch sub over there. And there's also some special rewards that come with being a patron. So if you're interested, go take a peek there. You can also join for free. I use it as kind of like a newsletter too. So if you just want updates on stuff, about once a month I'll post an update there. So feel free to check that out. I'm gonna go find somebody for us to raid into. Somebody doing something work safe. Typically I try to raid into artists, so stick around, don't go anywhere. You can earn extra channel points apparently from sticking through a raid. So let's go see who we can surprise with a raid. I try to pick different people each time. Ooh! This person hasn't raided at a time that I could raid them in a long time. We might raid him. Who else is on? Let me just do a quick scroll. Make sure I'm not missing somebody that we want to visit. Oh, there's a few people. A lot of new artists I've been finding lately. So a lot of these people I haven't had a chance to vet first. Man, it's so hard to pick. Why do they make it so... I really wish I could organize my follows a bit so that this could go faster. And Shakuri is on too! Shoot. Oh my gosh, there's like 3 people I really want to raid. Glad is on. You know what? We haven't had a chance to raid Chakuri in a long time because Chakuri hasn't streamed in a long time. Chakuri is working on this really, really beautiful, really beautiful portrait right now. I think you guys are going to love. If you're not familiar with Chakuri's work, prepare yourself. You're going to be inspired. Let's go say hi. I don't know. Oh, she's only been on for 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So she'll be on for a little bit because I know sometimes she only raids or streams for like an hour. So let's go say hi to Cha. I don't have a raid call because I'm not really a pro, despite what Ungoy says. So we're just gonna say Casey raid. I know that there's like other ones. I need to set up a command or something one of these days. So you guys can like have options and stuff, but I'm just not a pro yet. So thank you for tolerating my lack of proness. But thank you for being here. Appreciate your company, everybody. Like I said, I'll be back on this afternoon at 4 p.m. doing Sea Slug Dragon designs. So if you want to come back for that, love to see you. If anybody wants to go check out my socials, you know, follows always are super helpful on any social media. I'm trying to hit 500 followers on YouTube, so if anybody wants daily art gym sessions, they're posting daily, my whole backlog, basically, until June, when we're finally going to catch up with reality, and hopefully I'll be cross-streaming from Twitch to YouTube at that point, but until then, it's a daily warm-up. So if you like this kind of format with the sessions and the accountability and the rambling, you can go have that over there every single day if you'd like to. And then also my Discord, if you want that. So, oops, only I can't spell Discord. Okay, anyway, we're gonna go raid Chakuri. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. And we'll catch you later. Bye.